Buonasera tutti. Wow, I didn't get a bony Sarah. Whoa, that's different. Hello, everybody.
I've only done that like 3 times. Settle down.
In 5, 6 episodes. I was just sort of expecting it, that's all. Hello. How are we all going this
Glad I'm
morning?
disappointed.
That's right. This evening?
Yes, you miss it, Michaela. Just say it.
Oh, I do.
You want to say it?
Nah, I'm good.
Go on, say it.
No, I'm
Imitate
fine.
me. Do your best Emily impression.
Don't want to. Hope everyone is well this evening. Aeoncraft Alera, hi. Nice to have you in the chat. We are Fates Group and we are on episode 6 of our campaign 2, which is called Forbidden.
Not Forbidden West. Just
Forbidden West. No, 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 no. Is that... No? Okay.
No, just on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Every episode.
Pretty much. We are on YouTube and we're on Apple Podcasts and we are on also Spotify. Hey, just a cool little shout out and maybe an apology from me. So I do the edits when I put them onto Apple Podcasts. I was just made aware that at the end of our episodes there's this shriek of static noise. So I'm going to fix that so that everyone can have a pleasant listening experience and not a jarring one.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic to know. Fantastic. I think I might pass it over for shout outs to you, Emily.
Hey, awkward shout out from Emily time. Every week I re-listen and I sound like someone who's never spoken anything before.
Wow.
That's my shout out.
Self-deprecating, love it.
Yeah, how to insult myself in 71 different episodes. So I was really bored on Sunday and I streamed Horizon Zero Dawn in an effort to destroy Promethean. And I did it for like nearly 4 hours, which was ridiculous. But in that amount of time, I had a bunch of cool people that jumped into the chat. But I really wanted to shout out in particular a brand new follower of ours, RDBK_Easty, who subscribed but also gifted 5 subscriptions when I killed the Deathbringer. So thank you so much. And then on top of that, Aeoncraft just wanted to join in the fun and also gifted 5 subscriptions. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Really appreciate it. It's always a little surreal when it happens. So thanks.
Yeah, perfect. Speaking of Aeoncraft, so we're having some fun with Aeoncraft in the form of giveaways. We've partnered with Aeoncraft to offer from his amazing online store, where he also sells some fantastic handmade dice, some apparel. So we're going to be giving you more information about that, but essentially we'll be through his amazing generosity and partnering with him, giving away some amazing, awesome shirts. So stick around on our stream and we'll give you more info about that. And our Twitter page as well. We'll be posting the first monthly giveaway of some of Aeoncraft's amazing stuff on our Twitter.
Type in the chat. He's
Hell
like,
yeah.
wait, what? And I was like, whoa, hold on, wait. Have we confirmed this? Is this something? Have we done it? Have we signed the contract? No.
Also, Ben's giving away a new car.
Hey!
You can get the Benz Ford,
It's not a new car.
It's not new. At
but
all.
it's still a giveaway.
It'll be new to you. Yeah.
No, I'm giving away Aeoncraft. No, hi D20, hi Elrath. We're very excited to be working with Aeoncraft in this fashion. He makes some amazing dice. He's an amazing person.
It is fashion.
Yeah, and that is the passion. So.
Okay, Brad Stoll over there. Like, what's going on?
So,
Yeah, I know.
good evening, Han. Super excited and keep on our socials for the giveaway and how to enter. Speaking of entering giveaways, Sheldon.
As they're giving me away. As always,
You
massive,
can get your very own Sheldon.
if you lose the competition.
Hey, Renchi.
As always, a massive thank you to Sarah and John over at Meeples and Dragons. Thank you so much for your support. And one of the amazing ways they support us here at Fates Group is they've given us some cool merch to give away. So, like we spoke about last week, we're giving away the Rogue. So the Rogue class glass.
So sneaky, you didn't remember what it was.
Yeah. But I checked the website to see if I could pick one up myself, because I'm not allowed to take the loot that we're giving away. And they're all out on the website. So yeah,
Sold out.
That's it. So if you want to get your hands on a very exclusive, very cool Rogue Class glass, make sure you pick up the code word we're going to give away in the middle of the break and respond to the post on Twitter.
What was that you were just doing?
I'm just very
Maestro.
agreeing of that. Yeah,
That's a
excellent.
new redemption
Top
we
of
need.
master.
Michaela has to maestro every now and again.
Cool. Fantastic. I know a D20, isn't that amazing? Hello, Jordan.
Right.
Your turn.
Tying in with Peoples and Dragons, something you can also get from their website, I believe, is
Yes.
the Ardent Roleplay Augmented Reality cards. So we have, or you can get yourself a pack of these cards, very beautifully drawn. Things like the Kraken, Charm cards, Caves. We will be using the Temple card tonight in our session. You'll probably see a spectator code pop up at some point as well, so at home you can play along. You can get the Ardent Roleplay app from the Android and Apple shops for free and play along. You can see what we see and implement it in your own campaigns as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you, Ardent Roleplay.
Fancy.
Amazing.
I can say implement it. Implement it. Yeah, I was stumbling
Yeah,
a
you
little
can
bit there.
pimp it into your stream.
Yeah. Pimp your stream. Pimp your stream.
Pimp your stream.
We better go to the intro. we think we better do the intro now. That's it's about the time, hey?
Wow, that was the most Australian I've ever heard Michaela speak.
Hey, Raging Rolls.
Oh, raging roll.
We're the grippers.
Grippers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That
Grippers.
sounds really intrusive.
But you are welcome here, Raging. 100%. Lovely. Like I said, I think it's time for the intro, and then we'll recap and head into this session.
Where's your
So
cap?
everybody, sit back and enjoy our introduction.
Will work.
And welcome back.
Boy, Sarah!
So, recapping.
You asked for it. I'm just giving you what you want.
Recapping this lovely campaign so far. So, haggling with shady Goliath, moving east out of Old Reki, answering the call in Zanillo village, the calmness of the forgetful boy Goss in the village, and a small orc who learned. These were your most recent challenges, and you played them well, though the haunting last words of your quarry stick with you, knowing the sick child back in the boarded up, scared town was potentially lost. So, you're standing on a tall, rocky hill where you saw the disappearance of this innocent sounding orc boy. Above you, clouds start to gather, dark clouds. A swift wind picks up as though a storm is coming from the east, and you look back and you see 20 minutes up the road the distant village of Zanillo, and also the very faint noises of shutters slamming against windows from that town by the wind battering them. And you almost see through the very top level of the home of Bor, the mayor of the town. A flash of light, pink and blue, and then darkness again from the village. What do you want to do?
So from where the river is that we're at, we've spotted a flash of light from
Coming back from the
house.
village.
It's getting pretty dark now.
Yeah.
Did anyone else see that?
I mean, it's pretty hard to miss a giant flash of light like that. Yes.
Oh, we suppose that the boy is dead then?
Fail. Fail.
But
Maybe we should collect some wheat on the way out.
We can't just leave him.
If
Hey, the orc, was that a boy as well, was it?
With that innocent voice that you remember in your mind, speaking as though he was not fully aware of his faculties and capacity, and spoke about that he was taking people or things,
Is the orc
and then the
voice-
boy.
Is the orc voice still there?
No,
He's just
gone.
as well. And did he disappear in a similar fashion to the flash?
no, just with a slight popping noise and gone.
Did he take the chicken with him?
Yes.
Yes, is Horsey the chicken still there?
Horsey the chicken is still with you, and you can hear the very subtle.
let's
I'm gonna pick up Horsey the chicken. Just tuck it under my arm.
It seems quite comfortable. Its feathers are beautifully soft.
All right. I pat its little head and go, you can go into the house first.
Luna is right, we should go back and check.
Look around here first.
Think so. If this was where he's been hiding out and people haven't returned from here, then maybe there's something around.
Can I... Or do I need to roll? How quick is the storm coming in?
You can make a survival check to find out.
Can I start having a look around for anything weird, any symbols?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
stuff?
Can I assist her?
Yeah, you can make your own, or you can see who wants to roll advantage.
I will let you roll advantage.
Are you sure you would like to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
What'd you roll for your survival?
Look at these.
That one there.
And that one?
Yeah.
You think that the storm is
Roll the
probably
exact
going to
same
just swiftly pass over. It's so quick in your eyes that those clouds are forming that it's probably, you can see probably past it a little bit of a break in the weather, and you feel that this is simply just a minor occurrence. If any rain at all would fall.
In any case, I probably won't mention anything if that's...
Yeah.
15.
A 15? Okay.
It's better
As-
than the 3 ones I rolled last session.
Sure, absolutely. As you start to gather your senses and start to move around the area, you notice with the help of Sid that there's one chest that is wooden and already open on the wall of one of these rocks that spire up like a finger. And there is another chest. It's closed, a bit smaller, probably only the size of maybe even twice the size of the chicken. And it's on the edge of this rocky outcrop as well. It's not designed as similar. You get a little bit closer and you see that there is a glossiness to it, to the wood. That's, as you move sort of your eyes back and forth, it shifts in color from a dark, deep wood to a black to a white, almost shimmering as you move. And it's shut. And it does seem to be no lock on it. In fact, looking closer, there doesn't even seem to be a lip that would separate the lid from the chest itself. It seems completely enclosed.
You see that too, right?
Go and open it. You won't.
Well, I don't really want to. Would you like to open it?
Why not? I'll attempt to open the chest.
Yeah, okay. Hello, Shadowmere, welcome. If you want, you can get a bit closer to it. Yeah, as you get closer to it, it's... What are you doing specifically to try and open it up?
Well, it's a chest. Like, try to see.
Try and
Yeah.
lift a lid. There's no lid. It seems to be completely encased. There's no fault line. There's nowhere that a lock and key would be able to be put in. No seam. Nothing at all that you can see.
Turn it upside down. Give it a shake.
Make a strength check. As you try and lift it, it is particularly heavy, being something so small.
9.
It's difficult. You do just manage to turn it halfway until your strength fails you and you have to gently put it back down. But you do see the underside of that of the chest, and it seems to be the same sort of thin pieces of wood that encompass the whole thing. And thanks you so much for the follow, Angel Life.
I'm gonna pull out an arrow as I'm looking at Sid and like hold it still. You won't.
I guess if I've attempted to lift it and not been able to do much, I'll be hold it back in.
Mhm.
Like, oh. Yeah, go on. Trying to hide it. Just put my hand on it to hold it still.
I was joking. Maybe just step away from it. I don't want to shoot you.
Trust your aim.
It's okay. I'll just
How far away are you stepping away from it, or is it point
I'll back
blank?
up as much
Okay.
as I can
Okay.
to safely do it.
Sure. All right. And you're shooting an arrow towards Sid and the chest.
No, just the chest.
Oh, just the chest. Okay. So
It's
you do
just
have.
his hand
Oh, you just your hand is on it at the moment.
Yes.
Sure.
behind it, right?
Yes, I'm like,
Okay. No problem. Make an attack roll.
Velo, do you think she can hit it?
I will heal your hand.
I'll be patting the chicken.
Okay. Underneath Velo's
Yeah.
wing. Okay.
Let's say it's Velo.
Some of that's my wing.
It's an 18.
Yeah. The arrow strikes true. It hits, and you can see, and you can hear this as the tip of that arrow breaks off and ricochets to the ground. The arrow is broken. You can't get it back unless you repair it. And looking at the point of contact, no damage at all. No scratch.
What do you think it's made out of?
Magic.
Well, I would say wood. But like magic wood.
Do you want me to fly it up and drop it?
We might not be able to find it.
No, I mean straight down.
What if there's a wind that catches it?
come on. If I can't lift it, your old bones can't.
Can I try and lift this?
You can make a strength check to try and lift it up and fly up with it.
I'll grab the chicken off you if you want.
And the chicken would need to be
Oh,
lowered.
yeah, it's under my
Everyone,
wing.
please drink.
Yes, I will hand the chicken off to Rook.
Come here, pussy.
Who's Rook?
Hood, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Chicken off to Hood. I say. You can eat it if you want, I don't care.
No, another
Pat
hydrate.
on the head.
Another
Oh
hydrate.
my
Good
gosh.
pussy.
Go on, old duck.
Say 17.
The claws around the chest are so very gripped on it that you find a really nice balance. It still is heavy. It's a very heavy chest, but you manage to lift it up, and the wind helps you pick up the whole thing, and you glide up into the air. You have to go a little bit angled, and then sort of in a C, in a letter C sort of shape. And as the wind blows you away, you right yourself, and you lift it high. How high are you going?
60 feet is my move. Do I need to throw another strength check to get me higher than that?
Is there anywhere that I can stand under that will shelter me from a heavy object?
Looking around, you could go. Your back would be against the wall of one of these stone fingers. It might help, but not if it's a direct drop on top of you. Even then,
Kind of shuffle out the way to
Yep.
avoid any accidents.
sure. And you look again, Hood, and you see the clouds are actually not abating. You don't know why your survival senses weren't correct, but these clouds are forming fast. But then you don't see that patch of clear anymore. It looks like they're still coming.
Lightning strike.
Yeah.
Go on.
Steel box.
From 60 feet.
Yeah.
So if I drop it, I gotta rely on gravity. So instead, I'm gonna try and just tuck my wings in real close.
Yep.
And then do a little float, little flip, so I'm pointing down. I'm gonna beat them and pull it straight back down towards the earth. And at about 40 feet, I'm just gonna release it with my talons and swoop, go away and let it fall beneath me.
All right. As you swoop and lower, I do need for you to make me a dexterity saving throw as you see you see
This is
first
Gunner all over again.
flash of light and oh
Beautiful.
It's a nat 1. That's a nat 20.
nice. Okay. As you all see that a flash of lightning crashes down and tries to find the nearest purchase, you only take 2 points of damage as the lightning just barely just scrapes up against you and hits the point where the chest was and shatters the stone from underneath it. And luckily you're all not on that stone because it just crumbles away down that 20 or 30 feet worth of height and just disappears. The chest, you escape and you're landing.
Yes.
You're landing on the ground next to your companions. The chest just drops that last 40 feet, hits the ground, and with a thunk, does not bounce, does not shift, but simply like the heaviest metal just thunk, and sits exactly the same position.
I think maybe we should just take it with us.
Perhaps, yes. I wouldn't mind investigating it and having a further look.
Yes, whatever's in here must be incredibly valuable.
Why would it be out here, though?
Well, I mean, you've got a potential like demon that can possess children and maybe eat people. So
What
and
significance
weird
would this place have
chest
for someone to hoard something?
said it's their home.
Who's home?
When we were speaking to Goz, is it Goz? Goss?
Goss.
Oh, did Goss
Goss.
say actually?
When we were speaking to Goss, but we didn't think it was Goss. It was like the spirit that took over that told us to come and meet it here. Said that this was home.
Perhaps the mayor could inform us a little bit of more information on this location.
Can I look at the other chest?
Yeah, make an investigation check as you sift through the open lid of this one.
9.
A 9. It's about 3 times as large. The wood is all uniform. It's all very much a light brown with this silver metal wires that seem to be in between each rung of about a 3-inch wide strip of wood the entire way. Otherwise unremarkable. The inside of the chest is empty other than a thin piece of cloth, which is now starting to get a little bit wet from these large but slow drops of rain that seem to be now falling. You find yourself looking at a fairly plain and simple chest. It does have a keyhole and a latch, but no key. And no lock either.
Spacing wise, does it look like this internal space would fit snugly this other chest?
Not really, not snugly, no. In fact, they do seem to be quite differently made chests. It's hard to find a similarity between them or a connection.
Can I try to pick it up?
Yep, you can do so without a strength check. It is quite light.
I'll grab the bigger, heavier one.
Make a deception check now.
It's a 7, so my already injured lower back will give out. Oh, wait, deception. I'm used to just adding a -1 everything. That's probably actually going to apply something. Okay, that's 11.
Gonna try and insight that, see if he's telling the truth about it being heavier. Looks bigger, looks heavier. Look, it does. You are Hood, yep.
Inside?
Yeah.
No, it's a 9.
No, yeah, it seems legit. Sid is struggling with this heavier chest, and even though there's nothing in it, the wood itself must be quite a bit more,
Can I
bit
try
more
and lift
dense.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. You, actually, are you handing it over?
No, try like slam a beer, put it on my shoulder.
Yeah.
No, that's right. I got it.
Oh, okay. This looked really big and heavy, so I thought you might want some help.
Yeah, that's right. I don't want you hurting yourself.
I'm really strong now. Remember with the rock?
I don't need anyone else showing me up now.
Okay.
It's a pride thing.
I remember the rock. You're a lot stronger than me. Can you pick up that one? I'm too old for this.
Riggs, I'm too old for this shit.
I've seen you manipulate nature before,
What do you mean?
like with your spells.
Yeah, but what specifically? Because all I've done is I've grown like leaves and stuff and flowers, and I've also made the scents in the air change.
I think that would be enough.
And I've done entangle.
Perhaps Luna. The box is made of wood, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's made of wood. It might not be.
Can I look at it and identify it?
You can make an investigation check. This is the small chest again.
Small chest, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
That's a 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Looking at it,
Go away.
it's with the shimmer that you're gauging, it actually looks like it's made of pure metal. It looks like it's got these silver streaks around it. It looks like it's more square than having a circular or semicircle lid. You don't know how your companions are mistaking this for a wooden chest. It looks clearly metal and looks quite heavy, like more heavy than you would be able to think that Velo would be able to carry it by far.
Yeah. I think this is not wood, but never mind.
You are really confusing.
I'm confused.
Am I trying to lift it or not?
Yeah, come on, this one's pretty heavy and I don't want to carry it all day.
I will attempt to lift it.
The small one, the small chest.
Yep, but I'm gonna guide myself.
Make yourself a strength check and add the guidance.
Not just lift it. Carry it.
Oh, I haven't inked these yet. Okay. My strength's a -1, so it's a 13.
Okay. It's difficult to carry. It is very difficult to carry. Well, to lift. You go and move a couple of feet forward, and it's heavier by the second. It's unwieldy in your hands, and it is just. It feels like it gets heavier and heavier, but you are maintaining it. You're not straining, but it is challenging.
I did it.
Hey, good work.
Your turn.
Here.
Please.
I'll take Flossie.
No, I'm content with the chicken at the moment.
We could just hold one side each.
No, I'm far too old to be holding sides.
We could just hold one side each.
Can I try and assist her?
Yeah, make a strength check there.
Does he get advantage from holding the other side? Wow. That's a merciless GM right there.
No, it's a 9 flat. Yeah, 9.
9.
So I'm like,
Yeah, you're holding up a little bit higher. There's no handles. You're lifting it by the bottom
right.
of the chest, and you've each got a side, and clearly you are holding it a little bit higher than Hood is. Hood, you're straining and struggling a little bit more. You look over and you see Luna actually fairly content now that she's got a little bit of a helper. She feels, she looks quite comfortable, but you look like you appear to be quite a bit more challenged.
I thought you guys were bandits. Or vagabonds. You should be better at
I never
carrying
referred to
things.
myself as a bandit. I'm not a thug.
I sell herbs.
You have a bounty on your head.
Yes. Excessive selling of herbs.
Can we go now?
Yes, I think we should probably attend to whatever mystery has happened after the house.
Yeah.
All right. So did you want to put the chest on the cart, which you have brought with you, or do you want to carry it still?
Heck yes.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Yes.
a kind DM.
Is there anything else we can build?
You not with that investigation check, no. So you put the chest.
There wasn't any symbols or anything anywhere, was
No,
there?
you didn't find any symbols. You didn't find any evidence of anything magical or unusual apart from this weirdly acting chest.
And did the storm kind of just apparate out of nowhere once it disappeared, or was it like looming on the horizon?
It was still looming. It was still looming. There doesn't seem to be a correlation between them specifically, no. It seems to be simply a very fast-moving storm. But looking over, there doesn't seem to be an end in sight in these dark clouds now that gather. So you hop the chest over and into the cart. Marjorie starts to move forward. She herself doesn't seem to have too much of an issue, but she's, a little bit of a larger creature, and looking at her muscles, she's pretty used to heavy loads, and you bring her forward. And
I will
on the way,
just speak with her and try to calm her while the storm's going on as we go.
speak with animals, or just
I've already sussed out where she likes to get scratched, so I'll do that and just talk to her.
okay. As you do attempt to calm, make me another animal handling check, please. With advantage if you need it, because you've spoken with her.
I've also
Hey, +1. 15.
Okay. Definitely calming, and the voice that she hears has her nuzzling up against you. She seems to be at a bit of a trot, and she seems to be in a fairly good demeanor, especially where she is looking up and she's seeing that the rain is starting to come down in a pitter-patter still at the moment. It's almost, it's on the edge of just pouring, it seems. You can smell that earthy smell before a massive storm, but it hasn't seemed to begun. As you, over that next 20 minutes,
Over the 20 minutes, I'm just going to look at everyone and be like, I totally forgot. I bought you all rations. Here. And I'm going to hand out 10 rations to each person.
Luna, this is kind.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to.
What's in the ration pack?
in the ration pack, you find an assortment of dried biscuits, savory and sweet. You find yourselves having a look at a small tin of jam. You also see that there are dried apples, dried melons, dried sultanas. You see as well that there are strips of dried meat, beef, it seems, that seem to just be air dried, like jerky. You also notice that there are some cheeses in there as well that seem to be able to keep for some time. So an assortment of different bits and bobs for the different flavors. And
It's like a cheese board in there.
almost, yeah. You find that there's so much in one pack of rations that it will last you a day
I'll
per ration.
take a bit of that beef jerky, I guess, out. And as I'm carrying Horsey, feed some to.
Okay.
Why are you feeding the chicken jerky?
Not the
Or
seeds,
raisins.
what sultanas.
Yeah, I'll get the raisins out.
All right. There are also seeds in there too.
Eat your ham, Gina.
And you shove this
That's
this
illegal in
food.
some countries.
So
Feeding chickens
Feeding animals?
meat.
Jeez, they must die.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I eat chicken.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. That's cannibalism.
I'm going to keep doing it.
And I'll continue to pat.
okay. And you still pat Horsey the chicken. Excellent. As you find yourselves, it takes a little bit longer because the pitter patter does make the ground a little bit muddy. and it makes it a little bit harder to traverse. The creek starts to swell ever so slightly as a thin line of water becomes more of a 7 or 8 foot wide river as you make your way up. Even though the pitter patter turns into a light rain, it seems like perhaps in the far distance there seems to be more happening, with perhaps more rain coming down. So that's why this creek seems to be coming up and overflowing a little bit, but it doesn't really impede your travel. As you find yourselves back in the village, the shutters are still battering up against the windows. The doors that haven't been secured are also slamming back and forth into the arched doorway. You notice that every now and again, one of the houses might have a curtain that has eyes peering out, but then shuts as your eyes meet theirs. There seems to be some life in the village, but certainly not much.
Is the house that we had, the mayor's house, is there any lights on there?
Only coming from now the bottom level,
The bottom level.
and it just seems to be simple candlelight flickering.
Is there like a tavern or anything in this small town, or a bar, or
It doesn't seem to be.
anywhere travelers would take respite?
Not that you've seen, and this has been basically a really, really wide road, about maybe 40 feet wide. That's just gone straight through the village from outside of Zinilo, all the way up of this very small angled hill towards this main manor, the mayor's manor. And there are, like I said, about 30 houses in total. Any one of them could be a tavern. They just don't have anything obvious on the outside to depict such a thing.
Everything's a tavern.
Everything is cool when you're part of a tavern.
That's how you stay cool.
Yeah.
You sure?
I guess we're just heading on to the manor then.
All right.
While we're walking into the manor and, he's been going through his cheeses and stuff, we're going to be like, I heard about this cheese once called death cheese.
Death cheese. That doesn't sound pleasant at all.
Apparently it's really quite nice.
What makes it death cheese?
You'll have to remind me what makes it death cheese.
As Luna, you've only heard about death cheese before, but you've never tried it. You've only heard of it because the rumor is that the death cheese doesn't cause you physical or pain or anguish or death, although the expense it takes to gather the milk to produce such cheese is in itself a deadly experience.
It definitely kills you.
Right. Then who would live to tell the tale of death cheese?
Those stronger than death.
Right. I'd like to meet this person.
And Luna just starts laughing to herself. Being a little weird.
Hey, Locavelli. Nice.
I'm going to discreetly tuck all the cheese in my ration pack back into my ration pack and just put that in back into my cloak.
Amazing. Nice. Those with a perception proficiency, please roll me a perception check as you start to make your way towards the door of the manor.
That is.
Oh, that was awful.
I'm on something above a 5.
Oh.
-6. What'd you get?
10.
Cool.
7.
Cool.
Mine
Drink.
would be 14 in total for 3.
Hey, good Dubda. Good morning.
Hello, Declan.
Good morning where you are. So, only you see this hood. Inside, it's a weird scene where there seems to be more light now coming from this. Sinine, the wife of the mayor, Boar, has this pot above her head, holding it, gripping it. It's a large pot and it has a red smear on the back of it. She seems to be speaking her back is to you, and she seems to be breathing very heavily. And she seems to be speaking to someone, but you can't make out the who. And on the ground, there seems to be a figure, similar sort of stature to Boar, the mayor. And you can see, however, that an unmoving mayor with brains spilled out of a wounded head is splattered all along the wall and the floor.
Jeez. Sunny. Have I seen this through a window? Or,
Yeah, through a window. Yeah,
who's standing next to me?
all of them.
I'll put my hand out and like stop them for a moment. Whoever's standing next to me.
I'm gonna thoroughly
Wait.
shake his hand.
Bella just takes your hand and just, yep.
What?
This catches me by surprise and stop for a moment. Inside the house. I'm gonna talk a bit quieter.
Mm.
I think Sunny might have killed her husband.
Oh, congratulations. Fucking prick.
What makes you think that?
I've seen it. Through the window.
I'm gonna look through the
Yeah, I'll be.
Yeah.
You say you all see the same thing. Although from this vantage point, the same gruesome discovery also has you see a little bit past that direction where Hood was looking. The figure beyond Sinine is a very thin, humanoid-looking figure that looks like she has this beautiful pink and blue branch that seems to be the only form of clothing around her. Her skin is a light pale pink, and she has these diamond-shaped eyes and a hair of wrangly branches with small, tiny birds that seems to be jumping from one small branch to another in her hair. And she's putting her very long fingers and hand that are attached to a very thin and long, feminine-looking arm on the shoulder of Sinine at this point.
I'm going to put Horsey on the cart with some leftover provisions and should we sneak up?
Is it like a threatening arm, or is it like a comforting arm, or?
So far, it looks reassuring. So it just looks like there's no grip. There's no grip of the fingers. Looks like just a placement.
This is really weird.
Hydrate.
I think standing out here in the open is not a good idea at the moment.
Yeah, we should go inside, and I open the front door.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You open the front door.
I'm gonna go to the side
Okay.
where the window is and kind of just peer in.
I'm just
Are you
gonna
trying to
stand
hide?
like
Yeah.
Stealth check.
I'm gonna stand like a shoulder behind
Sure.
Sid.
Sid? Yep.
Is there a back door?
You didn't see one as you were looking around. You're not sure.
I'm gonna walk around the back of the house to see if there's a
Okay.
back door.
All right.
Quietly.
Okay. Make another stealth check for me. What'd you get?
13 plus 5.
18.
18.
Mm.
14 plus 2, 16.
Okay. You don't think you're being noticed as you, Velo, go around the back, and in fact, you don't find any other doorway that leads in, just windows that you sneak past as you go forward and around the home. You see a little bit more about what's happening inside from different angles. They do seem to be conversing. But as you do hear that door swing open from Sid, the concentration is broken by Sinine, and she sort of looks around a little bit towards you.
Is
And
this
just-
a bad time?
He's gone.
Hey, congratulations. To be honest, I was giving him a bit of leeway because I thought maybe what was going on with the kid was affecting him, but pretty aptly named Boar. That guy was a bit of a fucking pig.
My son is gone.
Where did he go?
I don't know. What have you done?
We didn't do anything. We just went and saw this orc at the river.
Just gonna flap up to some of those shutters that were slamming on the second floor.
All right. As you're looking in,
I'm gonna try and enter in through the second floor.
You can.
Us up to her son's room if possible.
you can. They are unlocked, so you enter in. It looks the same scene as what you saw, but the bed sheets don't contain the boy Goss.
Try and creep to the top of the stairs and just listen in.
All right.
Who's your buddy?
She thinks she understands where he is. Thank you. I know you mean well, and your reward will stand. But I must go with her.
I don't know if that's safe.
If she can find my son, then
What evidence
I have to try.
do you have?
She showed me.
What did she show you?
Sorry. And she almost looks back as though distracted, and you can see this being's mouth move, but no sound emanates. But it's as though Sinine is concentrating on the lips moving or some sort of communication that is occurring between them.
Like looking at her lips, can we see like language or what is being said?
Make me a perception check there if anyone wants to. Not yourself, Bello, obviously. You can see that the face of Sinine, the round pale face that is dirty and drawn in, is so very emotional, so sad, so confused. You can see her brown braided hair just lopped from side to side as she is fighting something within her. She don't know what she's fighting a decision or some sort of understanding, or she's simply confused about what is occurring here, and possibly has always have this being beyond her. Now that you can see a bit more clearly as you walk in, you can see that she's actually kneeling, and as she does stand, she is tall, and you can see now more her skin that has what looks to be water, streams of water that line her entire outside of her body, almost as though they are a separate entity that flow around her like a crisscross of armor that seem to be occurring, and like a river flows all the way around her head and her body and her legs. And she looks much more powerful physically, much more imposing now than you saw her initially. And her eyes are steeled against you, but her mouth continues to speak ever so softly. What'd you get?
22.
22.
Jeez.
Okay, I will just tell you. You hear
Here or just see?
as well as see a soft voice. What language did you speak?
I speak Common, obviously, Druidic, Elvish, Gnomish, and Halfling.
It is in a druidic tongue
Hey.
that you hear this voice say, "We don't know what is happening. We suspect a rogue. We suspect a fiend. Your son is in an unknown place. But I think he is safe, and you will come with us because you have seen too much. If you would like to save your child, we are your best hope. Please be calm. You will be safe with us. But we are also concerned of this phenomenon and have no control over this being's plight or goals."
In a Druidic, I'm going to say, what do you mean seen too much?
Her eyes now steal right up against or towards you, Luna, as she
Super innocently.
as she does look at you. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please, with advantage, please.
Okay.
As you feel yourself overcome by the gaze of this creature.
With advantage. Oh, okay. It's somewhat. Oh no, that's better than I expected for level 2, 18.
18. Okay. You shake whatever magical effect was going to be cast on you. You're not quite sure what, but it's almost like that being simply was almost familiar to you, almost like family. You're not sure how, but almost like
I've
this.
cast this spell before.
This was an innocent act, nothing serious, nothing that needed alarm. But whatever feeling that was, you're now in your right mind, and you know that this is
Do I
suspicious.
recognize the spell because I've cast
Yes.
it before?
Yes.
I'm gonna say again in Druidic. You speak Druidic, right?
I can hear all this.
From where you are, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I'm not trying to be quiet. I'm gonna say, have you cast that spell on her too?
In Druidic back, and to all of you apart from yourself, you both can't speak Druidic, I'm assuming.
No, I'd probably at this point be like, "Can you speak up? I can't hear you. What are you saying? I don't understand that. What is going on?"
I'm gonna in Druidic say, be quiet, Sid.
You don't understand it. What this
What?
as she looks back toward, she ignores you and your complaints, and she looks back towards you and says, "Luna, step away and leave with your companions. This is far beyond you."
How'd you know my name? It's all in Druidic until I say it otherwise. Who are you?
Any druid or that of the druidic tongue, we know. We are aware. We are the Fae, peacekeepers in Vim,
Cool.
and you are treading on dangerous ground. Leave, please, for your own safety. Sign-in is coming with me. It is best for her.
Will her son be okay?
We trust that he will be, and we hope for his safety, and we search for him and others like him daily.
What's afflicting him?
Be gone.
I'm
Now,
gonna
with
leave,
your
but I just
questions.
want to know.
Too much knowledge is also a curse. And with that, Simon looks back towards you and she mouths towards you all and she says, "I tried." And with an arm around Simon now, they both walk away and they fade into nothing, leaving a bloodied, dead corpse of a drunken mayor on the ground.
I'll just look down and then turn to Luna. Oh, that looks like about 50 feet of spider cell sitting there.
I'll come out from my position.
I'll also come down the stairs.
So what was all that about? We've got the dead man here now and no son. How are we going to close this contract?
You didn't hear what she said?
No?
What do you mean? It was all in common.
She says only me and Luna are getting paid.
Well, that sucks.
She
Well,
also, we were also
Spider
speaking
cell.
common this whole time.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
Yeah,
I don't know what you were speaking.
it was common, right?
Huh. I mean, yes. Yes. I'm very, yeah. I just walk off.
Wait, are we getting paid for this or not?
Sure. I start looking through the house for our reward.
All right, make an investigation check as you look through
would
the
I be
home.
able to investigate the bloated corpse while we're
Yes, you can.
I'm going to join sit on that.
Okay, you can either make separate rolls or roll one with advantage.
I'm
You
not
can roll
rolling
at
well.
advantage.
I'm not rolling well.
Yeah.
You roll.
17.
All right.
I'll roll one. You roll one.
Embrace the negative ones.
5.
6. Nailed it.
Investigation, was it? So with the 4 is going to be 9.
9.
6.
A 6. Yep. So you both are investigating Boar.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. I'll get to you in a second. Just as you do start to look through the pockets, the bloodied pockets, wet with that iron smell all around him, mixed with rum, mixed with other alcohols. It is quite overpowering. You do find there is a small clay pot in the pocket of Boar. You also find a small ruby, 17 gold pieces, and he is carrying a short sword. What'd you get, Stella? 17? Okay.
How much of a boar is left?
There's a fair part of him. Apart from the brain, he seems to be fairly intact. It looks like the strike, whoever made that strike, it seemed to be Simon, was directed at the head and struck true.
I bet they need the brain. But whatever they're doing with these bodies, the brain is probably the most important bit.
It's definitely like a zombie army, right?
It's
I mean,
probably,
it could be.
it's probably the zombie.
That'd be kind of cool.
No, I wouldn't. Would you like to fight one of those? Because I wouldn't.
Pretty easy.
I guess because I rolled lower on the investigation, I would have got bored halfway through and then grabbed his like chin and was like, tickled. Oh, I'm a terrible husband. My head hurts.
I would laugh at that.
Yeah.
Stop it, you're making funnies.
And so you're looking for your reward.
Yes.
Okay.
Or, you know,
Or something thereof.
something reward like.
Sure. You do find,
A brain.
you definitely find it, but in pieces. No. You find a leaning up against the desk that table that Boar was seated at when you first met him. There seems to be some weapons and a heavy clinking bag that would signify possibly more money. As you look into it, you see a number of silver and gold pieces in there. Did you want to take the time to count them?
No, I'm gonna.
All right.
I'm just gonna. Do I want to count this? I kind of jingle it. I think this is reward like.
There'll be people that can do that for us.
Yes. Here. You give it to those people. And I hand the bag over.
I'm not carrying this. You can carry it.
Oh, I'm too old for carrying. Let's put it down.
Can I roll inside on that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Would boar fit on the cart?
Yeah. He'd sort of squish in, but he would. What'd you get for your insight?
13.
And you are.
Yeah, it's the truth. I'm too old for carrying. Whether or not I'm capable of carrying it is an entirely different question. I certainly am too old.
The master wordist is true, is telling the truth.
You are really old,
I know.
but you can carry yourself, so I'm sure you can carry this coin that you're so desperate for.
But I saw you pick up a heavy chest and then drop it.
I have actually carried that chest. It's quite heavy. This is much lighter.
Wow, what a band.
Why don't you do a trade? You give him the chest. You take the
We
coin.
have a cart outside.
I'm gonna pick up the gold and tuck it in and be like, what a band of adventurers making an old lady carry around all your shit.
I'm
I'll,
not an adventurer.
I guess I'll start to struggle to lift up Boar. You go, yes, how terrible of us to give you the gold to carry.
One moment, sit up.
Another strength check because he is heavy.
I'm not so sure that this is the right specimen to take back.
What, you just think we're gonna happen upon another body? I know it's been happening pretty frequently, but life's got to run out at some point.
You know this is really bad karma to, like, steal a body, right?
I'm just concerned if Boar is the mayor of the town, someone might come looking for him.
It's also super bad karma to steal this money. At the moment, we're like, remember how I said this was a neutral part of the journey? Like, there's some good and there's some bad.
The good is I get the silk.
He gets the silk. The demon's gone somewhere. You have to hang out with someone who speaks weird languages with you.
Well, no,
Neutral.
there was the good was the Fae intervening. The bad was the death that happened along the way.
And again, we didn't do this. We may as well benefit from it. It was a 15. Well, I'm having this conversation. Roll whatever's.
You not doing too badly. You lift the legs and bottom portion of Boar. You see that sort of hanging down from the rest of where you're trying to. It's more of a drag rather than a lift. The upper body, the head lolling back, the brains are still spilling out. It's a mess. But you are carrying him enough to be able to put him into the cart if you wanted to.
Perhaps we should not do that in the open as well. Can we get the cart closer to the...
Well, you do that while I struggle to get this guy out the door. Probably the most mobile he's been in a while.
How long is the journey from here to 10?
That was
Oh, Reiki, yeah, it was like 3 days.
a few days, yeah.
Yeah. Do I have an idea of like how long it would take for that to break down?
Oh, you would definitely find that. Actually, make a medicine check for me before I say anything.
Medicine. What kind of...
What was that
I
noise?
don't know what that is. 14.
A 14?
Yeah.
You're pretty sure that if you left a dead body in a cart for 3 days, there'd be definitely some flies on it and some smells come 3 days' time. You'd probably find that definitely decomposition has only started to occur, but there'd be green bits and there'd be black bits and
This is going to ruin the card.
Do I
My hay.
It's true.
realize Kinham? I don't think he mentioned how fresh the book is. Did
he didn't mention it. No, he didn't mention the quality of goods to be
Yeah.
delivered. No.
he? Luna is correct. We should probably wrap this up in something. This is a farmhouse after all. It
We
can be
also probably shouldn't put it in the cart.
a sack or something. We're not going to carry it for 3 days. It's going to have to go in the cart. Perhaps there's a cart we can upgrade here.
The thought does occur to me that if I went to a restaurant and I said, I would like a steak, if they brought me a 3-day-old steak, even though I didn't specify that it can't be 3 days old, I would be pissed off.
Well, there's that, but Sid is right too. We're not going to just keep on happening upon bodies unless we cause this ourselves.
Plus, maybe, it's worth a little bit less because of the decomposition, but it's the equivalent of 2 people. So,
There's a lot of
Is
quantity and
Marjorie
quality.
comfortable with this? Because I wouldn't be.
Well, there's another horse in the
Yeah, let's get
stable.
Marjorie a friend.
That's true. They said they had
Abigail.
a horse. You thought Abigail.
Well, I mean, if we don't take her, she'll probably starve. So
There you go, neutral.
Another horse lives. Yippee.
Life ended, we save a life. Balanced.
But no jokes. We need to cover this body up pretty well. We might need that little spell you do every now and again too, if that's possible. Just to freshen the meat.
Is there? I'm going to run back upstairs and pull the bed sheets off the bed that you mentioned and come back down. We could wrap them up in these.
Okay.
Cover him in the hay.
You go upstairs and you just pull the bed sheets off. Under the bed sheets,
oh no.
there are weird looking shapes. There are
We tried
odd
to leave too early.
there are odd looking marks, almost burnt into the bed. A surprising find, but it's shaped like it's a circular shape. There's a mark in the middle and about 5 different markings on the outside of it. It's you've never seen something like this before. It's quite odd, but it's almost it's in the mattress itself.
Burnt into it.
Mm.
I've never seen these symbols before. Have I seen like a pentagram, or do I recognize the style of magic or anything of that nature?
Make an Arcana check.
No. Hold on. Oh, even worse. It's a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
If anything,
It's a Ouija board.
you're not 100% sure. You think it could be like you've heard of maybe giants living around Vim, and perhaps it's of giant tongue, but that's your best guess.
Call down. I'm gonna come down with the sheets. I'm gonna say, I told you about the bed. I found. I don't know what I found, but the boy was sleeping on top of something magical, some kind of magical symbol.
Well, there was magic coming from him, like his aura the entire time. It was like conjuration and necrotic.
There was necromancy there as well, but a little bit of enchantment too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those ones that he just told us about.
Okay. Well, it could have been a symbol made by one of those people that the parents hired to cure him. But I don't think so. It was giant looking.
One thing does have me confused. Why would, other than him being a horrible drunken husband, why would Sanine just outrightly kill her husband?
Maybe something happened. We should probably check out the. Can I see the symbol?
Sure. Come upstairs. Lead Luna up and point it out. How ominous is that?
Also, what was with the branchy bird head thing?
I said she was a fae. Said the fae intervened.
To me, it looked like the Fae was coaxing her on to kill her husband.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Oh, I didn't hear that, but she basically told me that this was like all beyond us, and that they go and they seek out people who have been afflicted, like their son, and try to help them. And that
And then threaten adventurers?
she wasn't threatening. I think she was just kind of being like, "Hey, don't do this. It's probably really dangerous for you."
Apparently, we're not adventurers.
Mm.
What?
It's still a bit sus that they're standing there, kind of looking supportive to someone who's holding a bloody pan over the corpse of their husband.
Yeah, but the husband could have been possessed.
Or
Also-
perhaps they were possessing her.
Also, though, the Fae, like, if they wanted to kill us, they probably could have just done it.
Kill me? No.
I absolutely have.
You got killed by a saber.
And here I stand, alive and breathing.
I absolutely had to drop on her. She did not know I was at the top of those stairs. I was just waiting. You would have all been saved.
Did you see how tall she was?
No, I was at the top of the stairs.
She had like rivers flowing through her.
Yep.
She had birds on her head.
And I had a staircase.
I think.
I've got a chicken in a car.
Anyway, come look at this. Come look at this symbol.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
the
need a
chicken
few
king.
minutes.
It's upstairs. It's on the boy's bed, right where he slept. I guess I'll.
Perhaps we should look at the boys' bed then too. But we know that things have been going on in there.
No, that's what we're talking about.
Oh,
Are you
apologies.
okay?
I just missed.
Me. It's you two. I'm gonna help him.
Why are you in love?
Too old for that.
You said you get freaky on the red.
It's true.
He's not too old for that.
He's too old for that.
But for the love part, far too old.
Okay.
You'll understand one day. Start wrapping up the body in the sheets that I brought down.
I'll assist then.
I'm gonna head on upstairs to lay symbol.
Yeah, I might also check the other beds.
The other beds don't have anything in them. Nothing of the. But you do know what to look for as you go up and see the bed of Goss and see the symbols around. You don't recognize the symbols either, Luna.
Well, I'm gonna actually sit down and
Yep.
take 10 minutes and recast as a ritual detect magic. again.
Sure. In that 10 minutes, do you all want to do anything else?
Oh, sorry, you go.
We can get that body out and onto the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do manage to hide the body enough to be able to,
maybe before you do that,
Yep.
do you want me to check to see if there's the other horse in another car?
Okay.
And yeah, I know that she referred that there was another horse.
Abigail.
At the stage.
Abigail at the stable.
Sure.
Is there a car? Or are they there?
It doesn't look like a cart's around, but you do find what seems to be Abigail, this beautiful golden maned horse with sort of almost a silvery mane. Furred, and with a silver mane. A little bit thin, almost as though it's been maybe a few days since she's eaten, but definitely lively and excited to see someone. And she's tied up by a rope in a stable close to the manor.
I'll feed her first from one of my other ration packs.
She gorges on all of those rations. They are gone.
So, mate,
What would be, I guess, what I would imagine good for a horse.
Yep.
And is she
Hey?
willing?
No, hey, Hazel.
You're willing to come with me?
Make an animal handling check to see if you want her to guide her.
You didn't ask for advantage. That was rare.
That's a
Do
3.
you get advantage because you're also an animal?
I don't think cats and horses get along very well.
Off you just be a moment. A 3? Okay.
Instantly.
Kicked in the head.
You don't get kicked in the head, but you don't also get the permission from the horse.
No
You
bonuses because I fed it.
no. You do find that there's an excitement to her that's overwhelming, and she's kicking and she's wailing about and she's neighing a lot, very vigorously. But there's no inclination to move forward or pay attention to
In
you.
which case, I'll leave it tied up. I'll go back to the cart and assist with
Okay.
the body. Kind of pull it a bit closer so it's a bit more inconspicuous.
Sure.
And is the cart able to have 2 horses attached to it? So we'll just be taking the horses.
Yep.
As I go back and organise all that, Abigail is there, but perhaps you'd be better off coaxing her to come along if that's what you want, Sid.
Just need a gentleman's touch.
Yeah.
I'll go see Abigail. I guess if she's neighing and kicking around, I'll not take the time and just cast Speak in Arms.
Okay.
And go, oh my god, what's so exciting? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Immediately, you're overwhelmed with this anger and painful shout from the horse, as though shocked by hearing you, but also this panic, pain, leg, please, leg, Thor, help, Thor.
Alright, calm down, and I'll give her a sugar cube,
Okay.
and I guess I'll inspect the leg that looks like it's sore.
The leg does look like it has. It seems to be entrapped by a tooth trap, essentially, almost like a small bear trap. It seems like some sort of punishment or some sort of, because she's tied up. But this is an old wound. It seems to be still almost has been there for quite some time, and it's digging into her bone.
That makes me even happier that these people are dead. I will give her a gentle pat and say, give her another sugar cube and go, if you just try to calm down, and I'll come back with someone. And I'll go find Luna and
All right.
whoever else wants to come.
Make an animal handling check with advantage. Speak to animals helping you out there.
Like that you had to clarify in front of Ben in case he got jealous.
That is a 17.
You do see with those gentle tones the horse coming down. Abigail just starts to just pant heavily, but is no longer kicking and rustling about. But she definitely is leaning on her her front two, all of her other feet, and holding this one up, and then finding a painful spot, then putting it back down, and then lifting, and it's extremely uncomfortable as you do your best, but go and find Luna at this point, who is still upstairs, still concentrating at this point as well, only a few minutes into the spell.
Yeah. Okay. I seen that. I'll rush to find Velo then.
Okay.
I know you probably don't give a shit, but I might need your healing abilities here.
Why you hurt?
No, but these sadistic fucks have put a bear trap on the horse's foot. Yeah, I'm pretty happy that this place is all messed up now.
What? I'm curious about that. That's too absurd a sentence. So we'll follow you to see the.
All right.
I guess if you're at the cart too, like
I'm assuming we're packing things.
How did you not see this? Do better.
I'm
You
concerned.
need to do better.
I'm concerned with my actions too.
You need to do better.
This
You
sounds
need to help
pretty
me get this off while Old Duck heals it.
Is the body secured? then?
Yep, you've secured the body really well.
Yeah.
There's no. Although, are you taking the hay off, or are you keeping the hay on there?
I'd imagine I'd be putting it over the top.
Over the hay. Okay. So you cover the bottom and the top of Boar with a lot of sheets, a lot of blankets, things like that, really securely.
Yeah.
And he's definitely not going anywhere. He's sort of leaning forward into the front of the cart, so there's no chance of him rolling back outside. Although you take a closer look, and already you do start to see a little bit of stain on the bottom part of the blanket. Yeah. Of red stain.
No, my hay.
It's not going through the wood or anything. It's just going through the blanket.
Well, the blankets, the hay's between the blanket and the
Okay.
and the cart, so no.
In which case, I'll do that later. I'll come with these guys to help.
All right. So as you walk out, you do see, in fact, Velo as well, that while Sid is pointing towards that wound, Abigail is indeed in a lot of pain.
You speaking with this horse?
Yeah.
Goodness. Ask it to stay still. Like, ask her. Yeah. I look under the horse. Her. Stay still.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to try and release the clamp. You got a bit of healing left in you?
Yes, definitely.
I'll give Abigail. I don't know, how many sugar cubes did I get? Am I just going to endlessly give these, or are you going to pull me up?
You have another 15 sugar cubes.
15, okay.
If you wouldn't mind
Okay.
making sure that's that's confirmed, yes.
So I'll give her another sugar cube, sort of gently scratch her behind the ears, and this is probably going to hurt you a little bit to start with, but the old bird here is going to make your leg feel better.
Okay.
You just need to not kick us in the head when we do this.
Okay. You get a sense that there is understanding, but you're not sure if the message is going to be followed to the T. You just hear that panic pain again, but in a more calming demeanor.
All right. It's back leg.
Yeah. Back left.
So I will position myself on the outside
Yep.
of that leg, and I'll direct him. Get on the other side of the clamp. So he's in the more precarious position.
Why don't you take the other side?
No, I've
I
already
see
got,
what's
I've already
gonna
got this
happen,
started. Time is of the essence here. The horse is in pain.
Jeez. And I grab the clamp.
All right.
I will go to gently grab the clamp.
Okay. And together, are you?
I'll say. Actually, I don't know. Speak with animal. Yeah, no, she would understand as well. I'll try and whisper to Hood, go on too, so that the horse doesn't hear. And I'll say to the horse, "Alright, so we're going to count to 3. We're going to release the clamp." So
Make
it's
a
going to
deception
hurt.
check against the horse. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you horse. 21.
Okay, the horse.
Wasted the good roll.
So the horse seems to understand what you're saying and is almost tense, and you can feel the whole body shaking.
Alright, so I'll do the 1,
And where are you? Sorry, where are you at this point?
I'm in position myself, but if he's squatting right next to the horse,
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of him, closest to the horse's head.
Okay, sure.
I
All
can
right.
still see the foot,
Yep.
but I'm the least likely to be kicked.
Cool. All right. As you count,
So I'll go 1, 2, and
strength check with advantage for both of you. It's a rusty, old bit of metal.
all right.
Jeez. I rolled a 1 and a 19.
17, which goes to 16.
Okay.
It was strength, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. So 19 and 16 together, you just crack open that and you break the this anchor straight away. You can see pus
Say back
and
again.
you see the pus open old wounds and cracking open this anchor again. This trap just pours out bile and putrid smelling juices from the leg as you immediately
Hit it with a cure wound. As soon as they rip the metal out of the leg, I'm going to cast cure wounds.
at the same time, just instinctively, this horse lunges out and tries to bite you just out of pure.
Blinding and bitten.
That's a natural 20.
You
Holy
are
crap.
rolling spell, so.
Double damage.
Yeah.
It takes 5 points of healing.
Okay.
What happens to me?
You take 8 points, max damage, 8 points of biting damage of and over your shoulder,
okay?
this oh, spinner. Over your shoulder, this entire horse's mouth clamps down and on your left shoulder and crunches. You can feel bones break just from the severity of that bite. With that, you can see the leg wound heal completely and scar over straight away. Bones go back to place, and the bite and the mouth releases.
Oh my god. Sid, tell the horse. Fuck you.
It was, oh my god, are you alright?
No.
That must have hurt so bad. And then when you're saying no, I'm actually with the horse.
I'm bleeding. So... Am I bleeding from the horse? wound?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I cast cure wounds on myself?
Yes, you can.
Of all things that could almost kill you in D&D,
Oh, horse
what
bite.
horse are you trying to save?
I take 6 points of healing back.
You take these points.
Is that a
Okay,
horse
sure.
with tetanus?
What?
From the rusty. It's giving it to you.
The horse,
What are
Abigail.
you talking about? Are you okay?
Abigail comes, moving on, and she nuzzles against you, Velo, first, and just
I whisper
Not-
into its ear.
not understanding what you're saying. She then, what are you two doing? Are you getting away from that leg?
Yeah, I'll back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been up.
Okay.
Calming her again.
Whoa. Velo, are you okay?
Yeah, I am now. I should have stood where you stood.
Jeez. Thought I'd be in danger.
Okay, that's very good. She's threatened to eat the other horse, so it's good that you got the first bite.
He's still speaking with animals. Okay. She looks, just her eyes are wide, and this horse darts over to
I make eye
Velo.
contact with the horse.
Okay.
We know. We understand.
And she sort of backs up a little bit, and she almost tests the waters with her foot, but now can stand on it nicely.
Down to 14 sugar cubes left and go, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right. And you have Abigail still tied up, but cured.
You're all crazy people.
I might head back into the house.
Okay.
See how.
Yeah, with that gruesome scene, I'll head in with Velo and
See if we're wrapping things up.
By the time you go back, yeah.
I'll lead Marjorie,
Abigail.
Abigail to go and meet Marjorie, and I'll introduce them.
Okay. And you stay outside while they investigate. Luna? Okay. You both go upstairs and you watch as Luna is finishing her spell at that point. Luna, you open your eyes and take a moment. Admittedly, there's no more magic in the room. After that time, the shapes, though, you have concentrated on them enough to be able to essentially know them off by heart, and I'll send them to you a bit later. But for now, they only seem to be horizontal lines and vertical lines that come down into a curve every now and again, depicting what you feel like to be either ancient runes, markings. They could be letters, they could be numbers, they could be whole sentences. You're not sure.
Have I seen any of them before?
History check.
Barely got the words out of my mouth. Black. That's an 8.
An 8.
That was my Sheldon impression.
You recognize the shape of some of these symbols to be almost elvish, but they're not quite. There's something different.
Cool.
And you both arrive when Luna's finishing off that spell, and she sort of rights herself.
How you doing, Luna?
Not too much to see.
You missed out on some.
Lively action from the horse.
We saved a horse's life.
Are you still bleeding?
Yes.
There's a little bit of a blood stain there, yep, on that shoulder.
What happened to you?
We saved a life.
Hey.
A horse bit me.
Are you okay?
No.
I'm gonna go into my pouch and pull out one of the 9 good berries that I have left. I'm gonna say, here, eat this.
Thanks. I'm gonna smash one of those good berries.
And you can take a hit point and you don't have to eat for the next 24 hours.
Nice.
You feel full, satisfied, and a bit healthier. MVCDM, I love your sass.
Can I want more of those?
Yeah, but aren't you full? You might feel really bloated.
And you did 20 puns.
Fair enough.
If you want to, I hold out a second one.
Thank you. I'm gonna tuck it into the side of my beak and just
Okay.
leave it there later.
Just wedge it sort of gum and like yeah, on there. Yep. Okay. Nice.
For the winter.
So, wait, what happened?
We've got plenty of time to explain on the way.
Killed a horse that bit me.
Oh, Abigail?
Yeah. Aberfan.
This is some sort of a symbol or ancient rune or something. I can't really decipher it. But there's no magic left. Maybe we can ask some people in Aldreki about it.
There are 2 more things you find in that investigation check, sorry, as well, Valo, as you looked around. There is in the same sort of area, there does actually seem to be a saddle, a horse's saddle, which isn't on Abigail or Marjorie. But this particular saddle is beautiful. It's a fine leather with lots of pouches, lots of pockets for, and lots of scabbards for putting weapons and rations and other bits and bobs. There's also a lot of places where your legs can sort of be a lot more comfortable, but also seem to be a lot more secure around the horse as well. It's a beautifully fine saddle. So that, as well as that, you find a piece of paper that is on the desk a little bit away from the reward that you received. And it's in common if you, and it's just open and ready to read if you wanted to read it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll read it out loud in case anybody's listening.
Essentially, it's
It's a shopping list.
it's a note describing a deal with a fey creature known as Hon Foshin, or Honfoshin, that a deal that they had together. And all it describes is a meeting place where they might have seen similar occurrences like this before. This possession, they call it. The places that they've seen similar sightings, the Fae that is, are the mountains of Wove and Emberford. Then it goes on, and it describes this Fae Honfoshin sensing this as a concerning occurrence. And that the Fae would meet at a place, and this is where, in inverted commas, it describes this place that they would meet to discuss this further, where stone and disguise hide the sun.
A stone and disguise
Hide the sun.
hide the sun. Who was listening to me as I read that out loud?
I'm upstairs with you, so me.
I think everyone is.
No, I'm down.
You're
That's
downstairs
my
still, aren't
closest.
you? Yeah. So everyone but Sid.
He's a horse girl.
Have any of you heard of Emberforge or
Emberford,
Emberford or the mountains of
Wove.
Wove?
So you all know where these two locations are specifically.
Emberford's not too far from where we are, isn't it?
Correct. So Emberford is on the very, very east coast, directly east of Old Recce. There. And Wove is in Drunav, to the west of Old Recce, and so northwest of Recce.
And the note said that they would meet where stone and disguise hide the sun.
Correct.
Did it make any mention of that would be closer to Emberford, or what about where the stone and disguise hide the sun?
Ever heard anything like that before?
Yeah, is there anything I could recall
You
that
can
makes sense?
Make a
Maybe?
history check for that if you'd like. Yep.
I'm gonna get in on that.
Would I mean, you can tell me, I guess.
15.
Mm-hmm.
10.
I got 15 as well, actually.
It doesn't ring a bell. There's nothing that would describe specifically that you would remember being a location that would describe this place. No.
Do we know if the mountains themselves are high enough to hide the sun?
With that history check, I mean, it depends on the angle, depends on the time of day. It's all very up in the air there. No,
Huh?
the sun that is, yeah.
Perhaps the hiding of the sun is the time of day. That's where the rest of it that makes no sense to me.
What about the name? On for Shin.
I've never heard of it before.
Do I need to roll history on that? Or
Yeah, I don't think I would have heard.
It
Just a name.
yeah, there's just a name.
I haven't heard of it before.
Wow.
So let's go.
Weird.
Yeah, I'll tuck the note away. No one's paying us to look after this one.
We should keep it though,
We should.
like your bounty.
Yes.
Cool.
We might be able to pay that off the next place we go.
Yeah, they might want you as a prisoner though.
Nah. You might be able to pay it off the next place we go.
Why me?
Because you're not me.
Great.
Have we collected anything of value from this place?
Yeah, it's a big bag of coins.
How much?
Here you go. You count it up for us.
I'll chuck the 17 that I picked up off of the body into there and then count it out as we're
Moving along.
moving along, yeah.
Okay. So you want to go back to the cards?
Craft.
Craft.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy that sub, Locovelli, as
appreciate
well.
that, thank
Hey,
you.
you're in #1 gifting spot for the month.
Oh, geez.
Good
Well
job.
done. Thank you so much. Amazing.
I'm going to head down to Sid. And I'll take my leave.
I think
Okay.
we should all head down to Sid. We should probably go.
As you all head down to the cart outside.
As you approach, you just be hearing me finishing up the same conversation with Abigail about how at some point we'll probably find a better way to travel and abandon her. So don't
Stop!
hang around if we're not back in 2 days.
I'll bring the saddle down with me as well.
Okay.
How's the chicken faring? Is he just hanging out on top
Horsey is just hanging. Yep. Picking and picking a lot at the rations that you left.
Yeah.
But definitely not through it completely. But it's enjoying itself,
I'll
scratching and
I'll pat it in a similar fashion to Sid. Your family is dead. You can come with us if you want. And then just
Okay, it doesn't understand you. Your family is dead. You can come with us if you want.
still speaking with animals.
Well, it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, I think by this stage it would have passed. Just after you say that, it would have passed. This chicken looks at you just, and you see the bottom bit just more just go from side to side.
Good chat.
I'm gonna go over and introduce myself to Abigail by giving her a pat and then patting Marjorie obviously as well, and that's about it.
Okay.
Do you know how to ride a horse?
Do I know how to ride a horse?
Yeah, you do actually.
Yes, I do actually.
Can you help me with this saddle? There's not many horses where I'm from.
Yeah, sure.
Easy.
I genuinely
You
need
do.
help.
Yeah, you do manage to position the saddle in the right
I'm gonna
place.
show
Yep.
Valerie how to do it though. I'm not just gonna do it for her. I'm gonna take her through step by step so she knows for next time.
I'm gonna learn while standing on the side furthest away from the head of this horse.
Sure. You're fairly familiar with horse riding. Your family, was quite into horse rearing and just visiting places as well with horses, family, friends, things like that. So you're very, very easily put the saddle on. Although the saddle does look quite good. It's in fact quite spectacular in fashion and make, masterwork in fact. And looking at the security of this, it's not going to fall over. It's also probably not going to wear for some time as well.
This is a really nice saddle. Are you gonna ride Abigail?
I'm gonna flap my wings, kind of be like that would be kind of
Have
kind
you
of a downgrade, but
have you ridden a horse before?
no.
You should try.
I'm gonna land on top of the saddle, like just perch on top of it like a bird, feet front and back, just. Now what?
It's not how you do it. You have to sit down.
I'm gonna sit.
One leg either side.
Gonna kind of like one leg forward, one back, just sit.
Left and right.
Gonna pivot and turn.
Mm-hmm. Your legs wonk, go down the side, very uncomfortable. You feel that sharp pain up your like sort of hip. It's ugh.
I'm gonna extend my wings out like training wheels and just kind of touch each side of the ground.
Okay.
I can't quite reach, but if I go one way, I'll push off, back up, straighten
Yep.
myself.
Yep.
Okay, I got this.
That's easily done. You feel actually quite balanced now on it.
And I'm sure she'll just follow Marjorie.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Those reins super tight.
Okay. And there are reins as well. And you make your way back.
yeah, we're heading back to Old Ricky.
Think so.
Yes, well, otherwise loading this body onto the car was a bit
Yeah.
pointless.
Mhm.
By the
Okay.
way, maybe if we get closer to the city and some people start to get sus about some smells, you probably help with that. But we've gone to investigate the rotting or the problem with the rose wheat.
I just
And
have
the
a
smell
bounty
is either
post. I'm
coming
not
from
bounty.
the corruption or whatever's going on with that, or also Abigail's wounded leg might still be a little bit putrid.
We could just use the job listing the exorcism and say that they didn't make it and that we were putting the body to rest.
We should probably tackle that.
That's their family at Old Kinnon's. I like it.
On the way out, we should gather. We should gather as much of that redweed as we can to conceal the body.
It wasn't it pink?
Pink.
Pink gold wheat.
I wouldn't mind just a little bit more underneath. I don't want it dripping through. I don't think it will, but
Pink is kind of just light red, but sure. Dripping on what? I'm gonna look over. Oh,
There's definitely some blood now that's matted on some of this wheat now. Yeah.
Alright, now we need to cover him with even more.
I'll go up and get more blankets.
Yes.
I'll just quickly run out and grab whatever I can, so rugs or whatever, and put underneath, stop the
Okay.
swelling of the blood.
Okay. You're pretty confident now that it's not going to affect. It's affected 1 bushel worth. So you gather up. There's the cart itself only can hold now another 4 or so fresh bushels of wheat before it's just completely packed.
That'll cover him up so he's not visible.
Yes. Okay. So you gather enough over the course of the next. It does take about an hour to gather the blankets and then to pat it all around, take away the old wheat and put in new, and bundle it all together. And you do that a little bit of way out of the village of Zinilo as well.
Can we cover the wheat as well?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we cover the wheat with the blankets.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Okay. By this
Anytime
stage,
they're like packing the cart, I'm just gonna be like hanging out with the horses.
cool. Okay. They seem quite calm in your company and yours, Sid, at the moment. And as you continue to gather, however, the storms arrive. And the pitter-patter of large dots around you just start to become more and more. And you hear the roar of rain from a distance, and then it just washes all over you as you hear it just pelt down. You hear the thunder rumbling in the high heavens of the clouds, dark and brooding. You can see in the distance the lightning strikes in the horizon are in the hundreds, one after another. And you are very quickly quite soaked.
I'm going to turn to the others. Should we continue in the storm or should we make camp?
How far out of the
By
town?
now, you're a couple of hours onto the road. By the time that it really starts moving down, pelting down rain.
I'm going to stick one wing over my head to shield myself and
Okay.
the other over Abigail.
All right.
Why don't we make camp?
Yeah, I guess I would try to use know the ins and outs of these tents. Is it like waterproofing canvas, or is it just like
Somewhat, but it's with the amount of rain that's happening, it'll probably hold up. It'll probably hold up.
I would probably use mine to cover as best I could the top of the cart.
Yep.
Once it started raining,
Sure.
and if we're making camp, I'll sleep under the cart.
Is
Okay.
there trees and stuff like that around?
In the
Everything
distance,
kind of park
you
everything in.
no, in the distance you see a few groves of trees, not forests, but a few groves here and there.
Should make camp in one of those groves.
Probably a few hundred meters away. Is probably the closest from you now.
We can tie one of the tents to the trees to cover the cart. Keep
And
the
also
horses
the
dry
horses.
as well.
Yeah. I
All
like
right.
that.
As you move over, then heading the cart over into the grove of trees. Thanks, Ramsden. You find yourselves underneath the canopy of tall oaks with the very, very close together, and it does seem to cover you mostly from the rain. Every now and again, you do feel that wind move, and then branches just drop a whole patter of water on you, or at least on the tents around you. And the storm outside continues. And you are trying to sleeping, or
Sure.
just making camp.
Yeah, I guess try to make camp. I do a conscious lights.
Mm.
Yes, I think that involves. I think that involves being aware of your surroundings,
Yes.
like sight and hearing. So
Yes.
I like try to position myself somewhere where I can overlook the camp.
Okay, sure.
I see.
You find the low branch a little ways off, which you can then see things in front of you as the camp, and then beyond is the clearing back onto the road, looking south.
If you look south, I'll look north.
Looking north will be more into the trees, more into the grove again, which you can't really see the end to the grove, but you.
It's more keeping watch.
Yep, that's fair. Cool. All right. So as you settle for the evening, is there anything else you want to do?
Can I have a look at that box?
Why are you looking at me? I'm not carrying it.
It's just on the cart. It's in between the dead guy and the bloody bushel.
And how's the chicken?
The chicken is a bit alarmed at the fact that there is a bit of a storm,
Yeah.
but otherwise, as long as you keep feeding it rations, it's still fairly simple enough to be okay, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll check out the box
Okay.
a little bit.
All right. Another investigation, new investigation check then.
Is 8.
All right. You received the same information as you did as you first saw it from afar. The shifting in wood. You now know it's wood. It's not actually metal though. It's definitely wood. But the shifting
It's
in
wood hood.
yeah, it's definitely a weird array of colors though. Sometimes it looks like it's been burnt. Other times it looks neat and the shade of a light brown, almost light leather, almost white in some areas. It's very, very hard to tell what actual color it is. And as you pick it up, it's actually light now. It's actually feather light, as though you can just throw it up in the air and catch it with ease. The weight shifts, it seems, but there's no lid.
Can I shake it, see if there's anything inside?
Yeah, you shake it, and you hear a within.
Once more, sorry.
Something rattles within.
In any case, with that, I'll put it down for the night and continue settling with the tent and take the chicken with me.
Doing anything as well, Velo, or just heading to bed?
Fold my head back like birds do in the rain to make sure I don't get water and don't drown by looking up at the sky, and then go to sleep.
I need, in that case, Sid and Luna to make me perception checks as you keep watch.
Ooh.
8.
21.
21? Okay. It's the sound that interrupts your looking north, Luna. Not what you see initially, but almost like a flomp sound. And it doesn't come from the north, it comes from the south. And you look over, you see Sid about nearly at the end of a full rest, and it counts as a long rest for this purpose. But the storm continues, and between lightning strikes, you hear a rumble of thunder, and then that flop. As you look back, Sid, you're looking ahead, you're not seeing anything unusual between,
It's my mom.
yeah, between the in that darkness, you can't really make out anything. But Luna, you look back, and Sid must have missed it, because just outside of the forest, this grove clearing, are broken, mudded, bloodied bodies. About 20 of them in the dirt right in front of you. And that's when we're going to take our 10-minute break. Cool. Alrighty.
Sorry, Mum.
Yeah, with
Maybe
that.
we get a couple of 100 feet of stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Bodies popping out all over the place.
Okay, cool. We're going to take 10 minutes. Thanks so much for pinning out that Kofi. We do need a new goal. That's fair. But I've got a good, I got a good goal in place. I got a good idea. So I'll definitely will change that. Thank you for the heads up. Lovely. Well, we'll see everybody in 10. And we judge if you're online. I hope this helps. I have reduced that volume for you as well in the Be Right Back section.
We have a code word when we come back.
After the break, we'll have the code word. Yeah, definitely. So we'll have a
Spoiler
code word.
alert.
We'll have an extra entry to get that amazing rogue class. But don't go away. We'll see about these bodies after the break. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody.
Shouting code word.
Oh, you're shouting. We can shout. The code word.
You said shouting.
Yeah, fair. The code word for anyone who has who would like an extra entry to the giveaway, courtesy of Meeples and Dragons, the Rogue Class Glass, is Abigail. So you can tweet the word Abigail in the pinned tweet on our giveaway to get yourself an extra entry to possibly win that
Were you guys
Rogue
all upset
Class.
when you found out the origin of Marjorie?
No,
Is it Keith?
I've come to respect Tay Tay since she schooled me.
Well,
I sent a text to the Horn saying, I've conned you all into shouting out Taylor Swift
yes.
for 5 episodes.
Shout out to T-Swifty.
Yeah.
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support us, please.
Yeah, go on.
You're going to do it.
You won't.
Won't.
You won't.
All right. So,
Oh, Promethean's here. Finally,
Hey,
it's
Promethean.
about fucking time, mate.
welcome back, and let's get
That was
straight-
out of character, it's fine.
True. All right, coming back into it.
Yeah.
So, looking over, you see about 20 strewn bodies, some face down, some face up, some in contorted positions, all in a heap. No other carts, no horses, no signs of struggle. Although, Luna, one thing you do notice extra is on the other side, a fair way away, there seems to be some weird, massive, dark shapes that you can't pinpoint as to what they are, moving away from you. Moving away, smaller and smaller. But from this point, from this vantage point, they are massive. About 4 of them moving away on all fours, lizard-like, you think, but it's too dark to see them.
Hey, Sid, you see those bodies over there?
Now you do.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
See those really scary looking dark shapes walking away also?
That you don't see.
No, are you making shit up again?
I've not made anything up this entire adventure.
Okay, cool. Should we check? What things?
There's like 4 of them and they're really big and they're walking away from the corpses.
With that said, can I squint my eyes and try to...
With that perception check, it still doesn't know. You don't notice anything like that. There's just a pile of bodies.
No. It's just like that food thing that no one else could see.
Maybe, but I mean, I'm glad they're moving away, but still not comforting.
What are you doing?
I'm assuming we're still asleep.
You-
We're in our tents.
With that disturbance of that talking, it does wake you, and you open your eyes, Hood, and you find yourself snuggled against Horsey in a lovely side by side, almost using her like a little side pillow, and she sort of. And she sort of almost nuzzles against you as well. Soft feathers giving you some sort of half hunger, half comfort feeling.
Yeah. Oh, good morning, Horsey. And kind of give her a pat. I don't know what sex it is.
Chicken.
And it wasn't yet. And
Likely is she.
I'll leave just a little bit more ration there.
Okay.
And I'll stay here. I'll see if it's safe outside.
Okay.
And I'll come out.
We'll just see Hood talking to his chicken.
Yep. Valo, you wake up and you are feathers everywhere as usual. But you do hear that disturbance as well.
Snap my head back up to the upright position. Look around.
All right.
Do I see these two? Do I see the field of corpses advancing towards us?
They're just there. They're piled up. They're not
They're
moving.
not moving. It's a big old pile of corpses. How fresh? Can I tell? from here?
Not from where you. No, it's still too dark to see that much detail.
Is our corpse still there?
Yep.
So I've seen all these corpses.
Yep.
What the fuck is this?
Well, Sid was keeping watch and apparently didn't see them.
This wasn't here before.
Not that I saw.
I don't know. I guess we're kind of wanting a corpse. Maybe we just get whatever we want.
No.
In abundance.
No.
Is there like how far out are these bodies, or is it like pretty close to us?
They're pretty close to you. Probably only about 20 meters away from the furthest tree. So from the grove's entrance or from that perimeter, they're there. So they're between you and the road.
Also, a ton of
So
like.
we would have crossed this.
Yes, you would have crossed it to get here. And in Luna, in your vision, or in your hearing, a moment passed between lightning strikes, and then they were just there.
Yeah. What he said.
Can I investigate?
You can go closer and have a look. Yeah,
Yeah.
make an investigation check as you get closer.
Just be careful. There were some people walking
Ooh,
away.
I think
and
you
they
should
were
come
really
with me.
big.
Could I also investigate, but specifically for a corpse that's better than the one we currently have?
Absolutely.
19.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take off and go up maybe 30, 40 feet. I just want to see if there's anyone creeping around beyond the horizon line.
Perception check for you then as you rise up further and further in the air. The rain's still falling, not as heavy as before when you first went to sleep, but still constant. You can feel the shifting mud underneath you, the rising of that water on the grass. It's slushy, wet, and uncomfortable.
22.
22. You see the four dark shapes move quickly away, but they almost look completely black as their skin, lizard-like. You almost see maybe that they might have wings or some other sort of appendage apart from on their backs, apart from just more feet or legs or arms, but they're quickly scurrying away on foot.
And nothing else around us, just those four?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, one more thing. You see back west, more towards Old Recce, but on the other side of the grove of trees, you see a gated area where in there seems to be some sort of steepled building. A round building that wasn't there where you passed the first time back.
I'll land back down on my companions and I'll turn to Luna and say, I saw those things you mentioned, the shadowy shapes. They're further away now. They're still moving. And there's some kind of domed hut.
It's quite large. It was made of stone, and there's light coming from within as well.
A large stone domed hut.
That seems strange.
What did you get, Hood?
19.
Okay. As you both get closer, you both see that the pile of bodies, they're not really stacked. They're sort of just strewn around. They are all drow. All of them. They have had a lot of their arms and legs severed. Some of them have been disemboweled, some of them beheaded by sharp, they could be talons slashed open. All of them.
Does Sid see this? Or do I see Sid see this?
You see this. Yeah. as you look where am I? As you look for one in particular that isn't, I guess, dismembered, you can't find them. You can't find one.
Someone's got it out for your kind, I think.
But one thing you noticed with that roll, you come across a heavily cloaked figure, more cloaked and I guess hidden than the rest of them. He seems to have blue runes or paint or something along the arms, legs, and body. And he's breathing.
Is he laying down amongst
Laying
the
down
bodies?
amongst the bodies. Breathing, panting. Because you see that he's been severed in two. From the hips down. Barely living.
Can I point that out to Sid?
Yep.
Sid, the one in half there, it looks like he's got the ruins like you. And I'm going to instinctively
All right, you move.
way through the bodies.
Okay.
Standing on.
You need to speak loudly. That thunder is quite loud, and you do hear just over that large rumble, that loud rumble. You do hear his voice.
Given that I would have been told about when I was found, this doesn't sound completely dissimilar. I probably would have been checking to see if any of the other dismembered pieces had runes or anything on them, but none on
Yep.
what I saw.
No.
I guess I'll quickly head over to check out little half drow.
As I'm navigating this, is the bodies, I know that you said that they're kind of strewn out, but is it in a shape?
There's no discerning shape. No, there's just simply plonked there.
Okay.
Yeah, just appeared, and then just random fashion. What are you doing in the meantime?
I'm going to get my sword ready.
As you watch as Hood unsheathes his sword, Sid heads over to where Hood is, looking over a particular person.
I'd probably make my way over to them.
Okay.
As I see this half drow, can I see his other half? His legs lying around the place anywhere?
Have you come back down, or are you seeing from high above?
Can I see from high above?
It's quite dark, and there's a lot of you. You've come
I
down.
came back down and talked.
Make a run investigation check to see if there's anywhere that you can notice. And you assume that the paint or the runes would be on legs, but you can't see where the legs are from this vantage point. No, there's no sign of his bottom half.
I guess as I approach and see the runes, do they look similar to mine?
They do. They do have the same sort of shape, the same sort of shifting to them. Not exact, but certainly you've not seen anyone quite as similar to you as this person. A male, looking like an older drow, very dark face, looking like bright blue eyes but fluttering under eyebrows, barely alive.
I guess I go, oh, fuck, what could I do? And thinking about what I could do to heal him, and as I say fuck, the word would escape my mouth in a green vapor and go down towards his legs. That is the verbal component of healing word.
Okay. And as you cast that, could you roll some? As you look down and see that wound, a lot of blood has been lost. You do see the wound start to heal.
6.
6 points. Okay.
As Sid's doing all this, I'll just keep a lookout and listening to what's taking place. Also, can we see the old town that we took? We didn't travel for hours.
Couple of hours. Yep.
Still there, or
I mean, it's not, but it's quite a ways away. Yeah, it's not like it's just disappeared. It's simply too far away to see.
okay.
Yeah.
As I'm keeping a lookout, the city's losing half of his body. I don't think he's coming back from this.
Well, your healing kit, you still have bandages?
I would do. And I'll go through my kit bags, pull out some.
Just to clarify, from the waist down, gone.
Yep.
Sid, there are certain parts missing that a creature needs to live. You might only be prolonging his agony.
It's breathing, isn't it? It's better than half the other, all the ones around here.
And I'll hand Sid, as he's having a discussion with Bello, one use of my healer's kit.
Okay.
So bandages and whatnot.
Oh, well, let's hand it.
Make a medicine check.
I will help. We can have better judgment.
Okay, make it with advantage then, as you start wrapping the bottom half of his.
16 with a -1.
Okay. The 16, you do very successfully. The wound is so large that it's not hard to find the placements to wrap it around and to bind it, with Velo's help as well, just guiding you through.
Here, let's wrap it around that's the end of the spine, I guess. Anchor it off that, I guess.
Maybe pack it with some of Velo's feathers.
Yep.
Staunch the flow.
Please.
Okay. As you continue to bind the wound, you do hear a voice emanating from the lips, a whisper, and you feel large, muscular hands pull you down, Sid. And you hear this. Please. Find out. And no more. As the body relaxes and lies still.
I guess I'll give me a hand to try find something on him. I'll start looking through pockets.
Make another investigation check
That
then,
sort of
yep.
stuff.
There's, I'll assist. Is Luna with us?
Yep.
Luna, are you okay?
Kind of standing there very silently and quite pale.
How could we have missed this? We've had to cross this.
No, it appeared out of nowhere.
There's a building that's appeared as well, and I point in the direction of the stone building.
Investigation. I got an 18.
13.
Okay. You do find a piece of paper once more, Sid, in Elvish. And you find Hood, and I'll get to that in a moment. Hood, you notice that it seems as though this party of drow, all drow, seem to have left footprints. Even though they've simply appeared here, there are footprints in the mud that seem to come from the north. And the direction you feel like they were traveling with that roll is south, but you're not quite sure where.
I'm not really.
They've
So, would South be heading back to the village?
south would be heading so you're sort of probably like about here.
Hmm.
The south would be down.
Okay.
Do we want to follow these tracks?
The tracks, well, going back, you noticed, Hood, that those tracks end and become invisible only about 50 meters away. But they definitely do seem to be from the northern end somewhere. And that also gets clarified as well with your note that you read, Sid. And you know that this company was heading south away from Al Pavel. South. They do have on them possessions of mundane items on them, other rations, old rations though. You notice that they also seem to have talked in the note about horses that have simply disappeared in the night. Other sheep, other farm animals they were gathering with them, they were in a hurry. Also, the note reads. And they had possessed with them a gift. A gift given to them by an unknown entity. But they don't know who had given them this. And they were trying to find out, but they knew they had power within them. They were given a gift of power in the form of these runes, in this paint on their skin. Only a few. But they had suspicions that the gift was given by mistake and they were being hunted. And disposed of, those with these markings. And the note continues to read, they're trying to find someone to help them. To help them survive.
I guess while Sid's reading this letter,
And there's no name on the note. Go for it.
I'm just gonna put a hand on the back of his arm or something, and just be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I don't know this bozo.
You've got similar tattoos. Do you want the
Yes.
same order?
No idea. I haven't met anyone else with these, but given what this note says, it kind of makes sense with something I was told. So apparently these people were fleeing in a hurry from something. They don't know what they're fleeing from. But apparently these, maybe the runes, give the power that they weren't supposed to get, and they're being hunted.
Is half drow, is in the half of a drow, wearing an insignia or a necklace or anything of that nature?
Nothing. Simple clothing, hooded.
How old are the bodies that are they're all pretty fresh?
They're fresh. They look like blood's still flowing from them.
And do they all look like maybe combatants or?
Looking at them, they seem to have simple weapons, some bows, some short swords. One of them has a claymore, and one of them has a mace. So they look like sinewy, quite strong looking. You'd probably even gauge they might even be scouting ahead, perhaps, or they could just be traveling by themselves. You're not sure, but they're all male. And they're all sort of mid to elderly, if you can call drow elderly, but it's you can hardly tell their age, just by looking at them.
This is a bit ominous, but should we check out that temple or whatever it is?
There are people there. It's lit from within.
It's up to you, Sid.
Yeah, I mean, about as knowledgeable about this as you guys. I mean, it probably clarify that my parents that I mentioned before, not parents, I guess. Well, they found me. The story that they told me kind of sounds a bit like this.
They raised you, that makes them your parents.
So you know, you're from the Alanorian Mountains, so yeah, probably to the east of where High Vantage is. It's the Riverlands, so it's predominantly human. It's family is human.
I see behind his head, yes.
They found me when they were traveling to the mine near where I'm from, and yeah, they didn't look well. Obviously, they can't lie and say that I'm their son, but when they found me, everyone else had been slaughtered, and apparently it was a pretty stormy night. So
How old were you?
I was a toddler, too young to remember. I don't remember any of this, but they found me when they were going to the mine. I guess they needed work. The area where they're from used to be a fishing village, but I guess all the water froze over, and a lot of people were kind of out of work and looking for food. And the mine was looking for workers, so it was in between Trook and the Alanorian Mountains at the base. But that's the last I heard of that. That's why I asked you about. Last I heard, the elves like to hang out in the north of Pavel. But I, to be honest, haven't met many where I'm from.
I mean, yes, our Pavel is full of elves. Particularly John, where I'm from, which is in the north. I mean, perhaps. Is anyone else concerned that this just showed up out of nowhere?
Yes.
Well, obviously, it's a pile of bodies. Why wouldn't we be concerned?
How did this get here?
I literally just said that there was lightning and then they were here. And then there was those four shadowy figures that were walking away. They were really big.
I'm gonna give you the heads up. I'm not the most perceptive. I was looking in this direction and did not see shit.
Well, perhaps we can continue this conversation not around these dead bodies.
So you want to check out this structure then, I guess? It's your call.
Well, it seems like you probably should. This is a pretty odd occurrence, but before I start heading there, could I try and match up any, I guess, the symbols that are on me with ones that are on this drow that I don't have?
That you don't have. Okay. Yep. Okay.
As he's doing that, I'm just going to check some of the other corpses.
Investigating them.
Yeah.
Yep. You see, that's okay. You see that there's only about 5 gold pieces between all of them. They seem to have very little riches. Like I said, you see a claymore. You find a couple of two short swords, 3 short bows, 3 long bows, with several quivers and arrows and plenty of arrows within. Rations enough to make their way forward, but that's about it. Fairly simple.
I'll actually leave all that on the dead bodies. I will gather up the arrows though.
You gather up about 170 arrows.
They're heavy.
They do. Realistically, you could probably, by yourself, only carry about 5 quivers full, which is about 20 each. So it's about 100 arrows.
I'm gonna have 100 arrows on me.
Do you have to pull those out of the drow?
No, those weren't the cause of death.
170 times.
Yeah, no.
It's okay. It's just 100.
One.
You, no, you,
Scratch noise.
that's right. You find that they have them in their quivers.
All right.
D&D Beyond's been.
Is there any like discernible marks that try tell us how they died?
You can make a nature check if you want to know if there's
You
a
mean
specific
aside from them
animal.
being sliced in half?
Well, like if it was an animal.
Animal,
or if it
yeah,
was a
nature check.
creature Or...
Can I check some of the other bodies in the same way as I check that, just for sigils or anything that shows where they came from
Sure.
specifically?
Investigation for that one. What'd you get, Hood?
I rolled a 2, and I don't think my nature is very high.
You don't find any particular creature that you could guess. You could even be an abnormally massive rat or something. You don't know. It could be something natural. It could be. There are few other creatures that you know that you could really do this sort of damage.
Yeah.
That you've ever seen.
That was a 13.
The only thing you find is one of them does have a black beaded necklace with a circular wooden end to it, a pendant.
Hi, Solera.
See it, Lara. And on that pendant is a simple, it looks like a tree burnt in or actually carved in, like a swampy type of looking tree, overhanging leaves. But that's it. That's all you can see.
Bring it over and give it to Sid.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize this?
Do I recognize this?
Do I recognize this?
Nope.
It is a tree.
Well, hang on to it. It's part of your culture, I think.
Apparently, getting your limbs torn off is too, but
Mm,
not too keen
That's
on that.
awful.
yeah.
It sucks, but I don't know these people.
Both your parents and now you found half a drow.
I was intact.
Small though.
Yeah.
This-
The building's that way.
If you want, I mean, all of us approaching a weird building that just kind of appeared in the middle of the night might look either really sus or might be quite dangerous. If you want, I can scout ahead quite stealthily, like more stealthy than Hood.
It's up to you, but I'm pretty sure us approaching a building is going to be far less sus than.
No, but
And
if they're part of the cause for this, that's not sus to them.
Nothing sus to them anymore.
It's up to you. I'm happy to do it. It'll just be a lot more inconspicuous.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, cool.
I might watch you approach from the air.
I'm gonna look at all my friends and be like, and then I'm gonna turn into a cat. I'm gonna use my first wild shape, and I'm gonna shrink down into this little fluffy tabby cat that's like a ginger tabby. And then I'm just gonna be like, at you. And scamper on off towards the building.
Okay.
Take off and follow, and just stay as high as I can, while I can still see. Hopefully, passing myself off with a normal bird.
Sure. Okay.
Just to resolve the investigation on the symbol matching, was it 13?
A 13. Okay. There's no symbol that you find that's different from yours. No, they all seem to be fairly similar. They're in different places a lot around the body, but otherwise the same, even same size and shapes. Yeah.
I guess I'll dust myself off, and when Cat Luna's out of earshot, I'll more or less attractive to you now.
I'm not a savage, Sid. There's a difference. Mostly size. Big size.
I'll just laugh and watch what's going on.
You are heading in the direction of where the tabby cat and the and Bella was going.
Well, shoot, Valley, you're flying up above. Well, the point was for her to scout ahead, so I'll stay at distance and
Okay.
try to keep an eye out to make sure that.
So keep her in your sights.
Yeah, but stay back as far as I can.
I'll join Sid in that
Sure.
same.
All right. As you all
The
start
stealth
to
actually
move,
isn't great, but here we are.
stealth of the cat. You can use your cat stealth if you'd like.
My cat stealth is better than my normal stealth, so yes.
Well, definitely do that then.
My hit points,
Because
however, not great.
so I
The
see.
whole 2 hit points.
If you'd like, please make me a stealth check using your cat stealth to try and be unseen.
I'm like trying to be stealthy, but not necessarily like super sneaky. More like trying to pass off the fact that I am in fact a cat that is just super curious and not charging into a building.
Sure. You can still use your +4
I'm
stealth for your
gonna do that still, but just so you know what
Yeah.
it looks like. Hey, that's 19.
19. Okay. By the way, I don't know what kind of. Oh, yeah, there you go. 2 hit points.
It's a specifically a wild shape cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, 16?
19.
19.
Come on.
So as you all watch from up above and you all keep an eye on Luna, you make your way around and you see these metal gates that have a stone footing to them that surround a large, looks like statues and a few gravestones, it seems, and rose bushes around as well in
Goblins.
in rows around this area as well.
Rows and
Roses
rows.
and rows. Yeah, okay.
Michaela's like, it's 9:30. Shut up, Emily.
To be fair, that's like a normal joke that you would try and make.
That's fair. Look, absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. I'm just not impressed anymore. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, absolutely. As you make your way around, you do find that two of these gates, it's in a square shape. They're sort of separated slightly, so it's easy enough for you to sneak in. You do hear the sounds of what seems to be a piano and a voice, or maybe a couple of voices coming from within this temple. It is a tall spire, but the temple itself is actually fairly small. It looks like it might only be about maybe 60 foot by 60 foot long in terms of its diameter. So not large, and there's no discerning symbols or anything, but there's lots of windows around the outside of it.
These windows have sills?
What's that?
Is there like window sills?
No. Oh, yes, actually there are small windowsills around. The steeple then curves sort of upward, and then it looks like there's a sort of a second level to it, which also has this roundness to it. What I might do is also showcase this on Ardent.
Hey!
Hey. Let's just have everybody else also able to look at this map as well. The temple card, and hopefully you can see it using the.
Ooh.
You can see it from the outside, hopefully, as you approach it.
That's a nice window.
That's
Really
it.
nice window.
There is a lovely window that you can see from outside into this as well.
I like that you can pick the card up and just be like, hey, get wrecked, building.
All right, now, are you going up one of these sills?
Yeah, so I have a climb speed, which is super cool.
Yeah, you do.
So
30
I'm
feet.
gonna like, if I can't jump it, I'll climb, and I'll just stretch out like a cat on a windowsill.
Yep. Okay.
And look on the inside.
Make a perception check as you do look around.
And I assume I use the cat's perception.
Yes, please.
It's a 14.
Okay. As you look inside, you do hear, and you can understand common still in this shape. You can hear the two beings are speaking common to each other. One of them looks like she's wearing and she's this very large looking figure wrapped in a light green cloak or some sort of religious looking vestige robe, and poking out of it is this long green neck with this round face and nostrils that are large, but the nose itself is quite flat, and this long wrinkled mouth and these wide oval shaped eyes. And you've seen one or two turtles before, and this does seem to be one of them.
Heck yes.
And you watch as through the sleeves of this turtle, these stubby looking hands sort of come out and gesturing towards this young woman, a human, looking at her in a simple cloak, quite wet as though she's also been in the rain. And she looks on, and you can hear them talk about saving and blessing and keeping and bestowing protection upon this young woman from this turtle creature. Can't
Does it
quite.
seem like ominous, like
No, protection, like
culty?
no, light-hearted, but stern. And you see this turtle making like just fairly kind and slow gestures around this human. You see that there's this massive medallion on the neck as well of this person, of this turtle, and it depicts a setting sun. And the sun itself, it's a gold medallion, but the sun is black in its setting.
Does it look like there's anywhere I would be able to enter?
There is a door that's slightly ajar at the front.
I'm gonna like look back into the abyss where I assume my friends are at and just meow
Okay,
and then jump down and head towards the door.
go for it.
Insane.
You do all hear that, but then you don't see the cat anymore.
So I see her go into
Yeah.
the building.
Oh, she's-
Does it look like there's a nearby window or anything of that nature? Maybe up where the dome is, that I can look down into the building?
Yep.
I'm going to land there and try and spy through the window and see.
Okay. You're doing it stealthily so you don't get noticed by these beings that you see.
Yes.
Stealth check then.
Is it daytime?
Still stormy and dark,
Stormy and dark.
but the light is shining from
Dark and
within.
stormy.
Right. I'm going to try and fly in such a way that I don't silhouette myself against the
Sure, no
Way
problem.
down.
No problem at all.
14.
Okay. You feel like you don't get noticed by them as they continue in their conversation. They don't sort of, look up in shock or surprise. They do notice though that a cat has entered.
I'm gonna like act like a wild cat that's been lost along the way, or what I should say is like a domesticated cat that's been separated from their owner.
Sure.
I'm just gonna let out that real sad meow and like rub against a human, and then the turtle.
Nice. So you're gonna go up to them.
Yeah.
Have another look at the card because I've shifted this, I believe, into the interior.
Oh, I don't see.
How far away are we from the
Well, you've just rounded the corner to see the entranceway, and you just saw Luna enter. And so you're in sight of the door, which is slightly open, but you're still probably about 50 feet away.
I do not see the interior.
I guess I would start to try to make as little noise as possible and make my way to the entrance door.
Making my way to the door.
I'll just do this again quickly. Bear with me while I set this up again.
This is a really nice model. I think this might be my favorite one.
Church is good.
It's like the texture on the wall though as well. And the windows.
All right, say again what you want to do, sorry?
Just closing the distance to the front door. It's still just slightly ajar. Yeah.
Correct.
So
All right,
I'll
try that.
Jar, it's
Try
a
not to
door.
make a ruckus doing
Oh,
it.
there we go.
Sure.
Look at the stained glass.
There you
Wow, that's stunning.
Look at that.
go. All right. So you
The
try and
chandelier just appeared out of nowhere.
there is a chandelier there too, lighting up the room. So you're going there stealthily.
Yeah.
Okay, stealth check again.
If I see Sid start kind of crouch a bit to
What's your view?
do that, I'll join him.
Yeah,
What's your
perfect.
word you're like, cute?
Yeah, that's true.
Please use the spectator code in the Ardent Roleplay app to see this for yourself.
Bird view.
14.
Okay, 14.
13 and 5 is 18.
All right. You both, again, don't seem to be noticed. You're getting right up to the door.
Yeah, I'll try to, I guess, hear in
All right.
or at least listen in.
Sure. You see some chairs. You see the same turtle, and you do hear that there is blessings of the dark sun being bestowed upon this weathered, tired girl, and you all listen in as you hear her, this turtle, continue to bring praise down from what she describes as her old world, and the world where her ancestors have found salvation. However, she does continue to speak of an old religion, one that doesn't worship Fae. It
Is
doesn't.
this the turtle speaking?
Yes. It doesn't worship nature or anything of this world in particular, but worships a god. A god that she names to be Zebojik. Zebojik. A god from a distant land.
Sorry, Zebo.
Jik. So J-I-K
J-I-K.
at the end there. Z-O-B. Z-E-B-O-J-I-K.
Cool.
And as you go up to the turtle and the young woman, they both look down in a bit of surprise and, oh wow, the young woman says, oh, isn't she beautiful? And she sort of pets you just from the top of the head right down the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that cat thing where like
The
the,
inst-
spine.
Yeah, and then instinctively the tail goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she gives you a bit of a scratch on the head and a scratch on the underside of the chin.
Do we hear them like, oh, a cat? Oh.
Yes, yep. You sure do. And they stop what they're doing for a moment to continue to focus on you, and you sort of instinctively shake your fur so that a bit of the water goes away as well. Outside, incidentally, the storm finally starts to subside. It becomes a light rain still, but the clouds have lightened slightly.
When they seem to get bored of me, if that happens, I'll just like sit there like a cat,
Okay.
being like,
All right, cool. The one thing they do say that is a bit odd, the turtle speaks that this blessing, these words of the old world, should not escape these walls, shouldn't be spoken outside of this place. And this place is well hidden, enough to prevent prying ears and eyes for those who might be looking for this place, looking for threats. And the turtle continues,
Well, now, here we are, and
excuse me,
I'm sorry, it's great.
we are protecting this place from all around. You may not speak of this ever.
This is Kermit right now.
If you do, then you may not be protected for much longer. Be kind to others outside of this place. Be happy and at peace. But don't, under any circumstances, say anything about this secret place to anyone. May the god of the dark sun, Zebojik, bless and protect you.
Yes, it is almost elvish. Thanks. I need you to make me another perception check, please.
Cool. Cool.
The door's not open, is it?
It's slightly ajar. That's why you can see and have
It's
a
not a
and look
jar.
in. It's slightly open,
Slightly up.
and that's why Sid is looking through as well as you.
Okay. Can we see?
You can see.
Lunar?
Yep.
Are you jealous?
No.
15.
A 15? Yep. Okay. All of a sudden, at that point, you notice that the glass on that massive pane seems to be shuddering. And you see this turtle woman stop speaking almost and look up.
Oh, what is that?
And this is serious, people.
Sorry, you're just good at voices.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
entertaining.
Thank
Can't juxtaposition like corpses appearing
Yeah,
out of
fair,
the sky.
okay.
to-
Fair enough.
Oh my god, those corpses everywhere.
You do it well too. As you watch this, suddenly, the pane of glass,
Are you gonna update
yes,
something?
updating
I've
it.
seen this one before. It's so good.
It is cool. See if you can see it.
I think this is in my first odd one. Yeah.
It shatters outward, and light shines in from nowhere in particular. And all of a sudden, you notice that coming through this window are 3 tiny balls of light that have these snarling, nasty faces on them. And behind them, you see this dragonfly winged human creature that looks like the body of a centaur, the wings of a dragonfly, and the head of a similar looking creature that you saw only hours before. This oval shape face with the bramble looking head just charging down towards this turtle creature, and she looks up in alarm and she says, "Please go!" And you see that this human figure just starts to run, but this spear appears in the hand of this fae, and you can see that this fae says, "No more," and just throws it, and it impales the turtle, who just shrieks and and falls to the ground. And you notice that this humanoid creature or human lady just escapes to the front, sees you two, and just screams.
I'm just gonna run after her like a cat.
Okay,
I'm going
like
to
a cat. Yep.
open up the door for her, I guess.
Open up the door,
As
just
she's running.
wide. Okay.
Kick it open wide, pull my sword out. I see you found my cat.
And she ignores you and continues running into the night. And the
Follow her.
centaur creature follows her very quickly, but these 3 winged little fairy-like things, light balls with these weird-looking insect-like faces or bee-like faces, stop you. They're small, but they're strong, and they try and hold the door shut, but then they ignore that and just go into the courtyard of this place.
Apparently we're dropping something. What are we dropping?
What are we dropping?
The door. No.
You're dropping the door? Yeah, you can. I mean, they drop the door, and the door slams onto the ground.
Wait, I don't know if that's what
Well,
we're
we'll do it again, and when that
Everything's being dropped.
everything's being dropped. And as you
I drop.
as you watch Luna just fall onto her side, all of a sudden, you don't take any damage though, so you don't go back into your shape. But your Hood's weapon, you drop your, what were you holding?
It would have been the rapier.
The rapier. As you're trying to open this door, these creatures are trying to stop it, and as you're trying to go up against them, your rapier does drop onto the ground.
Big off.
Yes.
I'm going to leave my window and fly over the roof of the building. So I'm looking in through the big circular window that they punch through at the back of it.
Okay, you're looking behind. Light's coming in, but there's no discernible source. But light is shining within the actual this church or this temple itself. Are you looking for anything specific, or just looking inward?
No, just looking inward from the window at the back of these creatures waiting.
Okay. As you do, as you're running away towards this centaur winged creature, you two are set upon by these creatures who immediately go towards you with these wicked-looking tiny claws to attack. I need you to make me some initiative rolls, please.
Me just running away from combat.
Alright, let me just make sure.
Is there gonna be a map?
There is a map there, yeah, definitely.
Ooh, fancy.
I made this map too.
You made this
Oh.
map?
Yeah,
We
Chili.
make stuff and chill.
I like making maps.
You
Incarnate.
made a world and a map?
Incarnate, you're doing well. You're doing well. I'm just going to move these things up here if I can, just out of the way. Come on, go away. That way. That's right. I'm going to move that away here.
What's that giant fire thing off to the side? Or is that non-existent?
Giant fire thing?
Yeah, is that just me that sees that?
Well, not even.
Where's the giant fire thing?
I think she's talking bottom left hand side.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
That's what she-
That's, in case you need it.
Ah.
That's all good. The chat can't see it, though, so that's the main thing. So,
Fire.
so, Luna, you're sort of over here, though, so you're a little bit away. Hood, you're closer to the door. Yeah, absolutely. Sid, you're closer to the door. Vela, you're sort of up here. All right, and these three things are over here, here, and here. Closer to the door there. Oops, that's not right.
So they're no longer inside the temple.
They've come out now, yes.
Okay.
Correct. Absolutely. I'll just make these a little... Actually, no, don't worry about that. That'll be bigger. Okay. So, for these...
You got a compliment to the chat, actually.
Oh, did I? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Thanks. Alrighty, so... I tried to match them up. Can I have initiative 25 to 20, please? Excellent.
Wow.
I mean, level 2, you know.
Done.
20 to 15.
I got 18.
18, yep.
That was a very different answer.
15 to 10.
Hey, I got a 12.
A
Wait,
12.
no, sorry, 16.
A 16?
16, yeah.
Sure.
Still about everyone else.
A 12 for whom?
Me?
Cool. 10.
For me. That was me and Sheldon when the witch doctor guy kept falling over. We were like, fall. Fall.
One of them, it's going to go at the back here actually. Another one does appear though as well. So you've got 4 up there. One's a little larger than the others. 10 to 5.
6.
And then yourself?
Also 6.
Cool. Who has the higher dex?
Woo!
I have a 17.
I have a 15.
Alright, so Sid will go first. Velo after.
Press these elbows.
I can't move as fast as I used to.
If I were younger.
If only I had a nice young man to carry me around.
I'd show you a good time, Sid.
Jeez.
Whoa, that took a turn. You took that in a completely different direction.
So these winged creatures have.
The power of leather pants.
They look like they've got these. There's no skin on these creatures. They are just open flesh. They've got
Yeah.
these bat-like but humanoid faces. They've got these little clubs with these spikes on them, and their wings, their dragonfly wings, they look like they're disheveled and torn off almost, but they can still fly. So they will be. Oh wow. Yeah, cool.
That sounds good for us.
All right. And they're snarling at you. And I need Hood to go first.
So I got my weapon.
Yep.
Is that an action or a bonus action?
That'll be a bonus action to pick up the weapon.
Action. And can't do it. I will move myself. Is that in combat with that creature?
It will still be in combat, yeah, if it's within that square. It's just a small creature.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and make an attack.
Go for it.
And so I'll lunge out with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And 14 and 5 is 19.
19 points will hit it.
And damage. And that's 4 points of damage.
4 points, okay. So that one there, you hit it with the sword.
Yes.
You slice off one of its wings and it sort of fumbles a little bit as this bright red blood just spurts out. It just hisses, but it's still up. So it brings it down to that. All right.
And that's going to be my bonus action, was picking up my
Yep.
sword, so that's movement. And everything else.
All right. Well, these creatures go next. All 4 of them at once.
Whoa.
They're going to pick their targets. So one of them is going to come up towards you, Hood, the one that was attacking you attacked. That one's going to go to you. Velo, have you moved down already? Was that what your intention was?
No, I
was
was
to
still
stay there.
perched inside just
Cool.
outside the window.
So it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Another one towards you, Sid. The slightly larger one will just actually hover away. It's going to go back a bit. All right. So one of them will, the one that you attack will attack you back with one of its. Let's have a look. It's going to just ignore its mace and just come in for a bite. And you can see these little tiny sharp fangs as it goes in. That will be a 10 to hit you.
That misses.
Alrighty. As it misses, it will just shriek towards you, and it can't do anything else. The one in front of you, not above, but the one in front will attack you next with a bite. That's a bit better. That's a 24 to hit.
Whoa!
No, that's a hit, Sid.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
24.
As a reaction,
Do it.
okay, piss off. Some silvery barbs will come out and impose disadvantage on that. And I will give the advantage to my good buddy Hood.
Alrighty, cool. The one above you, though, it still attacks you. The one closest to the door still
It
comes at you.
That one still attacks. It's just
Correct.
has disadvantage. So.
Okay, so so the one in front of you, the first one, it missed off. You do the barb. So does that mean that everyone around
No,
it,
so
or you
that-
just chose
that,
it?
That roll, it has to roll again and take the lowest roll. So
Got it.
disadvantage,
Okay,
and
okay.
then I get to give.
So you just
advantage
choose.
to
Sure.
someone that I want within, I think, 30 feet. because it's
Perfect.
right next to me.
So this next one will hit with disadvantage.
No, that first roll
Yep.
is you got to re-roll.
I've got to
Take
re-roll
the
it.
lowest for that.
Sure,
The
sure,
next
sorry.
one will just be
A normal.
Good one,
Possibly-
DM.
Got it. Sorry.
You're
It's
supposed to
all,
be all knowing.
it's these new spells.
Well,
and-
it is the spell.
It's
for like one card. thing.
Perfect. So it will roll again
Night,
then.
Aeoncraft.
Good night, Aeoncraft.
Is it cantrip or
So that one was a 20 to hit. It rolled a natural 14 plus its bonuses.
Well, then that is going to hit.
Okay.
You You
So
try.
that one there will be.
And that's what matters.
It will be a 5 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, as you feel it's seeping into you something more than just pain. It's almost weakening your arm.
11.
11. Okay, that you don't feel that weakness anymore. You shuffle it away from you, and you tear it away, and you don't feel that weird feeling, that tingling feeling in your arm anymore. So you're fine. With that, the one above will now attack.
Get attacked.
That is a 12 to hit.
That will miss.
All right. As that misses, that will be the larger being's turn, who takes out a short bow and aims it towards you, Hood. And that will be a 10 to hit you.
And that brushes straight past me.
All right. As it does, that's all they are doing. So, with that, it is Luna's turn.
Cool. I'm going to use my bonus action to drop my wild shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to reach into my cloak, pull out a small bit of paper, look up at the sky, and then look at the biggest one, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Let's go.
Good.
Sounds positive, yeah.
What dice is an inspiration dice, and can I use it on an attack?
Yeah, sure.
So is it
D6.
It's a D6. Probably won't do anything. So maybe not. So still gonna see like the radiant light come out, but it's just gonna go straight past, and I'm gonna instinctively meow.
As Luna, got it, cool.
Yeah, and then be like, oh, this is confusing. And that's my turn.
That's your turn? Okay, Sid.
Alrighty, right. I guess I will. Is it advantage because Wood is within 5 feet of the one that's in front of me?
Assuming you could see, yeah, attacking the one that's above my head. Weird funky
Because if it took up the whole space.
now.
Yep.
Then I. Do these things kind of like an evil version of Glitter?
Essentially, yeah. In fact, there are some similarities between them, yes.
I'll be thinking.
Evil version.
I'll be thinking of Glitter when I strike out with my scimitar.
Yep.
What do I use?
My fists.
I was about to say rapier because that's what I used for the last campaign.
You have to. Is it your. Oh, the bow. Sorry, Ramshin.
Drop the Xbox.
Drop the Xbox. I will redeem that the next time it has a go.
That is
Thanks,
a
Ramshin.
16.
Unless you made my bow and then.
No, I didn't think so. I think it's this
No.
creature's bow.
Not happy.
16.
16 will hit.
Alright.
And which one are you attacking? Sorry, the one in front or above?
The one that's in front of me.
Yeah, cool.
Directly above.
Yep, yep.
Ugh. 4 points of slashing damage.
4 points.
Yes.
Okay.
And I guess I will bonus action hit the love tap with the shield.
Sure. Same creature.
Yeah. Which will be a 18 to hit,
18 to hit will hit.
and that's another 1 point of damage.
1 point. Okay. All right. As you're slamming it with the shield, Velo, you look down and you see your companions just almost covered with these winged creatures who are biting and firing. What are you doing?
I'm going to fly up and land. Oh, if I can move myself. Fly up and land just there on the awning of the building that kind of starts to slope down.
Yes, cool.
Right. I'm going to try something I haven't tried before, but I remember an old master of mine used to do all the time. And I'm going to use one of my wild shape points
Mm-hmm.
to summon my wildfire spirit.
Okay.
So,
Where do you want to put it?
can I put that? So diagonally down from me, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces down to the right diagonally. And if I'm right, that should put it within 10 feet of both the bowman and one of those squibs that's fighting Hood. Just down one spot, and then one spot to the right. And that should put them both within 10 feet.
And in front of you is what looks to be a deer or a stag. And if you did zoom in, you'd see it is a pretty awesome looking stag. But it is a beautiful creature that is afire with and made of branches and wood, and it looks like it is ready to go.
So as it appears on its first turn, the burst of flames will kind of explode from it outwards the ring, and as it gets towards you, it will kind of taper out, just not quite reach you, but the other two will have to have a Constitution save of 13 for that.
Shit, burning ring of fire in the background.
A dexterity saving throw of 13.
A dex saving throw.
Yeah.
So which one? Sorry, the two.
The two of them, yeah.
Cool. So the larger one will roll first. Dex saving throw.
Yeah.
That one was a 19. The smaller rolls a 9.
Alright. So it doesn't say you take half on the success. I think the
It just
larger one
doesn't do anything.
The
Yep.
small one takes 8 points of fire damage.
Hey.
8 points of fire damage. Okay, that one's looking pretty rough. You can see that its wings are just lit up, and it's just shrieking in pain. But it's trying to keep its balance as it hovers. But it's quite bright.
Yes, burning bit of fire.
You hear that utter from the lips of Sid.
Can I use a bonus action to move the wildfire spirit?
Does it say you can?
Does that count?
uh,
I'm happy to wait till the next turn if you want.
no, you can do it this time. It's on me, so I'll confirm next time for next time.
Just want to move it one to
Yep.
the right and engage.
Awesome. All right, no problem at all.
It's lit.
It's engaged. Congratulations. So with that,
So it's the bigger one or the smaller one?
The bigger one.
oh sorry, yeah, cool. Alrighty, and that's your turn.
That's my turn.
All right, back up to the top then. Hood, you're up.
So I'm going to attack the one that's above me.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't been damaged yet, so
You
go for it.
do have advantage.
I'll attack that one. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll attack.
The one that's a fire.
Yeah, that's on fire. One.
Yep.
I get advantage on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 12 and 5, I think 17.
That will hit.
So I imagine an echo of me saying, "Well, you're pissed off." I'll hold that attack.
Definitely. It inspires you to also piss it off.
And because I have advantage, I get the extra 1d6.
Ooh.
That's a 1 as well.
Ah.
So it's a total of 6 points of damage.
Oh,
It's
no.
still up, but it's barely holding its form. You can see that you've swiped under, and the legs have just carved across and are gone. You can see these little dangling appendages just spurt up this bright red blood, but it's still hovering and shrieking.
And then, in which case I'll just advantageously reach out and make a claw attack.
Okay.
And advantage on that as well.
That one. Yeah.
Wouldn't be. Okay. And that's a 14, so 16.
That hits.
That hits. Come on, you better be better than 1. 2 points of damage.
That's enough. It falls. The claw just swipes across and claws it, and the slashing across the chest just utters its final breath, and it is down.
Getting tired of these fairies.
Delete.
Um,
Oh no, wrong one. But I'll just move that one up there. Okay, so the one in front of you is gone. You got still 2 on Sid.
if I move, I'll get an opportunity attack.
Yes.
From the top one. Okay,
Yes.
In which case I'll stay put.
Okay, that's all you're doing. The creatures go next. The first larger one will look up, see this new-found opponent in the form of Velo, and shoot a bow at you.
Wait, doesn't it drop it?
It drops the bow though, and with that, the bow just falls to the ground. It looks down. It's engulfed by the flames of this magical deer that's appeared as well, who just summarily stomps on it, and you can see that this fire just engulfs it completely. So it will in fact then move 5, 10, 15, 20, enough to actually get a bite attack against Yuhud.
Guess it doesn't take an opportunity from the wildfire, does it?
I mean, if it does have a basic attack, it will actually, yes. Is there a basic attack that it can offer? Usually it's from, if it's a deer, like a stomp or a strike with antlers or something.
Doesn't say anything about that. Let's not play it. For
No.
fun if, we'll do it next
It'll
time.
probably just be more on your... It'll probably just be because it's more on your command sort of thing. But it'll take a bite attack against you, Hood. And that's going to be an 18 to hit you.
That is, yeah.
Alright, that one will do... okay, so it's this one. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, I got it right the first time. Okay. So this will be 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
18. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. So you also feel that weakness in your shoulder as it bites down, but you pull that mouth off, and you don't feel that weakness anymore. It just didn't have enough time to really do any further damage. But at that point, the one against you, Sid, to your right, will now have another go at a bite attack.
Bite me.
That would be 16 to hit you.
Misses.
Misses, okay. And then the one above you will also come down and bite Sid as well. That's going to be, that's a natural 20.
Bam, 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 bam.
And so, go on.
It's a new round.
New round, isn't it?
Mm.
Ooh. For a total of... For a total of...
Ah, sorry, do you want me to give you the total? 24.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay. That one will do 6 points. No, so that's double the dice at 6. That is 10 points of piercing damage in total.
Ooh.
And I need you to make another Constitution saving
I
throw.
have to do that if I'm unconscious.
You are down?
I had 10 hit points left.
Okay, so
You're
you...
not unconscious.
No, you fall and you're bleeding out, and you still can look around and have a bit of a just see what's going on, but you feel yourself weakening. Your breath shortens. You get panicked. You feel yourself just slowly just panicking more and more. Your heart, you can feel that heartbeat, boom, 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 in your chest, and that's where we'll leave it for now. That is all they can do. Luna, you see that Sid is down as well. He's fallen.
Only I prepared healing spells today. I didn't do. I'm gonna move up a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at this big boy again and look at this piece of paper in my hand, shake it a little bit, and be like, "Work!" And I'm gonna try and cast Guiding Bolt again.
Cool.
Go
for it.
Don't fail me now, dice. Oh, nearly.
That was
That was nearly. Screw it, let's use the inspiration first. Okay. Yeah, cool. That's an 18 now.
That'll hit.
Perfect. 4d6.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a bit crazy.
And whoever attacks it next gets advantage.
Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points of damage.
10 points.
Radiant, if that makes any change.
Good to know.
Yeah, so whoever attacks it next has
Is that on the big one?
advantage. Yeah.
On the big one, yeah. And you watch as this blinding light just echoes out, and almost like slow motion, you can see that pieces of this creature just fall off like pieces of paper. The flesh just turned dry, and this radiant light just shatters the darkness around you for a split second, and for about 6 seconds or so, it's lit, totally lit. And for that, what else are you doing?
I'm gonna look at my piece of paper that's like, now there's all like little glowing constellations on it. I'm gonna fold it up and put it in my pocket and say, thank you.
Cool.
And I can't do anything else, so I'm gonna yell out, Sid, are you okay?
You can speak if you want.
Fuck you.
You can't hear him.
I'm 15 feet away.
It's 10. With that, the next go is Sid. So,
Ooh! We're trying to see where Michele rolls our death saving throws.
alrighty. Next up, we've got Velo.
So from where I am, I'm going to fly high and use my full 60 feet of movement to fly in a full flying movement and to fly in a big arc, so I never come anywhere near those three fighting. I'm going to land right behind Sid,
Oh, sure, no problem at all.
right there, just in such a way that I'm never within like range
Sure.
of a swipe or something like that.
Yep.
And it's going to be a kind of a pile driver with healing from the sky.
What?
Straight down with my palm from the air, land and slap him and use cure wounds.
Takes a point of damage at the same time.
With finesse.
Okay. Essentially, 1 point of hit, 1 hit point and damage, and you lose another death save. It's great.
Don't worry about it, because you're back
Hey!
with 11 points of healing.
Oh wow!
Oh, buddy.
And you, from that weak state, you do feel like you just barely see Velo above you, and you feel that familiar healing all around, and you feel much more invigorated and healthy. You are fine.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to command the Wildfire Spirit to use Flame Seed. So it will fire its flame.
Fire a seed.
Yeah, straight at the back of this. We'll do that one. Fire its seed right at the back of this creature
Stop!
and just cover it.
Is it from the? Is it a ranged attack?
It's a range attack of 30 feet.
Good on it.
Dex saving throw. Hydrated. Dex saving throw of 13 for yourself.
13.
Oh gosh.
Okay, that will be. Oh, that's a 19.
You beat that. You win.
D&D. Is it is it half damage or anything or no?
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You see this creature just spout flame from wherever it can come from, and you see it just in front of the creature just stop out, and the wall just fizzles out. All right. With that, we've got let's see, back to the top is Hood.
Has the one above me taken any damage?
Not yet.
Ah, you were supposed to take advantage on that
Yeah.
big boy.
The one, the
Oh,
small
wait,
one
it's
that's
not an attack
above me?
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I attacked it.
Oh, sorry. Of course. That's right. It does. It has.
I think it was 6.
Yes.
total.
And the big boy's taking a bit of damage.
That one has definitely, yes.
You actually do get advantage on that one if you attack it because
Correct.
yours was not an attack.
I'll attack the one.
The big one?
The big one, yeah.
All right.
So with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 17.
A 17 will hit.
Yeah.
Good to know, NPCDM. Good to know.
Oh my gosh. I love that. That's hilarious. I don't love it, but I think it's hilarious, is what I should say.
And that 6 came in handy, so 6 and 6
I
is
just love
12.
NPC.
Points of damage.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's enough. With the sword.
Yeah, so the sneak attack damage from the advantage.
Yeah,
is on
of
that.
course.
So go to 6 on.
You essentially slice right down the middle of this thing, and it cuts through the head and stops the neck, and you just hear this, and it just you have to push it off the sword. It's just that stuck, and it goes onto the ground. You can see that your sword is just bright red.
I look to Sid.
Glad you're back, friend.
Where am I?
Okay, doing anything else?
I am going to take my bonus action, disengage,
Yep.
and be a bit more smarter about what I do. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15. I'm just going to back it up a bit.
Alrighty. Behind Luna.
Yeah, hide behind
Safe.
the druid. Good idea.
Awesome. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That will be then the creature's turns. Since they don't have much else to attack, they're going to go back towards you, Sid.
Sweet.
So the first one is going to be...
Watch him get 2 nat 20s.
It's going to be a 19 to hit.
I will. Fuck off! And you shield.
Shield, alright. And then the second one will attack you. That's going to be a 20 to hit.
With shield still up, that misses.
Alrighty. So both do miss. This time they are going to move back. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So you do get an attack of opportunity on one of them.
I guess it would be the one that was above me.
Yep, sure.
That's the one that hit me. And put me down.
Yes, yes.
Oh, after. Fuck off. You.
Sure, go for it.
For a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 9 points of slashing damage.
Wow. Alrighty, that will definitely have it flailing as it flies away, but it has flown away. And with that, it is Luna's turn.
I'm gonna look behind me at Hood and be like, what are you doing?
Trying not to die again.
I'm just gonna ignore that and pull out an arrow and shoot it towards the one that's like directly diagonal to me.
Yep, no problem. They both are, sort of.
Well, the one that's in direct line of sight.
Oh, sure.
Or,
Okay.
like, diagonal.
Yep. Cool.
Oh, that's awful. That's a 7.
A 7?
Absolutely.
The harrow just flies overhead and does nothing.
Hood, get off me! Get off!
Moving anywhere?
I'm not gonna say that.
Alright, Sid, you're up.
Alright.
I'm scared he'll attack of opportunity.
I will still be pretty pissed off at the one that put me down. So I will chase it down as it moves away
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to attack for a 20.
That'll hit.
Hey!
And that will be 6 points of damage.
Okay, it's still up, but it's looking very hurt. It's both of its wings are off. The other side is up. It's trying to balance itself while trying to bite at you.
I'll try to give it a little bell tap with the which I missed.
Okay.
Natural ones.
The shield he dodges for some reason. You do hit yourself, but only take no points of damage. You're fine. You just a little bit of a bruised nose.
Well, my strength bonus is -1.
Exactly.
Heal myself.
No, unfortunately not. Never use that excuse again. So with that, Velo, you're back.
So the one, once again, like square mathematics, the one 2 squares to the right of Sid
Mhm.
is 15 feet away.
Oh, from your
From Sid.
correct.
And the one that's up diagonally to the right of Sid is 10 feet away from the other one.
Correct.
Alright, so I'm going to cast Ice Knife at the one furthest away.
Mm.
So on a hit, that'll be 1d10. On a miss, it'll be AoE spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nat 1, so that misses.
Okay.
So that'll be a dex saving throw of 13
For both of
for
them.
both of them.
Interesting.
That's not one.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
And yeah, if they fail, they'll take 7 points of damage.
Each.
Yes, each.
Okay. So
Jeez.
Dex saving throw. Yeah.
Ice Knife.
That's a great spell.
So the one above Sid, I will roll first.
Ice Knife.
That's going to be a 11. An 11.
That's a fail.
Okay, and the second one across from Sid, so 2, 3 to the right. That will be
Oh, I
a
believe you.
23.
That saves.
Yeah. The one above, you see that this shard of ice just strikes the neck and just completely goes through the neck, and ice and blood converge together. That one there's gone. Just absolutely deleted out of there. The other one dodges out of a few shards here and there. There's these ice bullets almost, and they just get dodged completely by it though. What else are you doing?
And then I guess with my bonus action, I'll spray Flame Seed.
Okay, sure.
What? That's what the spell's called.
Flame and Seed.
That's the dex saving throw.
Cool.
13 again.
Yeah. That was a 17.
And that beats it.
All right. With that in mind, then it will be Hood's turn again.
How long is the silver update was?
That was just the one.
Oh,
that
it's
one
one
attack.
yes. Okay. What do I do?
Mamma mia.
Okay, so I'm going to move.
Right next to Sid.
Yep. And I'm going to throw a hand axe.
Okay. You, for the first time,
Yeet.
you see, what's that?
Probably the last one.
Yeah, you see the Tabaxi just bring out this small axe and
That's 21.
that will hit.
And that's 6 points of damage.
6 points. All right. You see that it scrapes across the arm and tears the arm off the side of this creature, but it's still standing, and it's starting to take out its bow to try and attack. Are you doing anything else?
No.
All right. With that, then the creature goes next. It's taken out its bow. It's going to fire it towards you, who's attacked it. Yes.
How's it firing its bow if we just cut its arm off?
Very well, because it uses its leg, and it ties it.
Wow.
These are pretty flexible things. Thank you very much for the clarification. But it has other limbs, unfortunately, and it does go against you.
What?
No, fair enough. Yeah, good point. It misses completely anyway because its dexterity is terrible while using a foot. Absolutely. With that, it's still going to go back. 5, 10, 15, 20 back here. And then it is your turn, Luna.
I'm gonna move up. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not moving, that's for sure. 5, 10, 15, I'm gonna stand up here and I'm gonna fire my bow, and I'm not gonna use that dice.
Are you using your foot?
No, I'm using my hand. 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
What is my damage dice? It's this one. It's a 5
A 5.
points of damage.
And as you watch, Luna just aims this time true, and it strikes the creature in the sternum, and you can see it just go straight through, stuck in it, and it's so powerful a shot. It pushes the creature back and hits the fence that makes up the perimeter of this place, and it just skewers it against this fence, and it just struggles for a moment and just head down still.
For a moment, like, Luna looks really excited, and then she's like, I killed it.
You did well.
Luna, good work.
Can I pick up the ice knife one that bit me and took me down? And I'm going to Ozzy Osbourne it and bite its head off.
Okay. With that, you will watch as Sid just unceremoniously, and it tastes quite awful.
I'm gonna persist through and try and like just crunch its skull and like look like I'm grimacing because it tastes like crap and it's uncomfortable.
You must make me a Constitution saving throw because you're gagging right now because of the putridness that is coming from this flesh.
Ozzy Osbourne spent like
14?
4 minutes trying to eat the whole bat.
Because he has no commitment.
You're fine, barely. You do just feel that feeling in your that nauseating like swirl in your esophagus as you feel that bile coming up, but you're persisting through. Then you get to the brain and you subsequently vomit, and you continue on.
I'll vomit and then I'll use my second wind to regain my hit points. I think I should get it all wrong. Yeah, I get it all.
As he's doing that, I'll go collect my hand axe up. Well, I thought the strewn out bodies would be the most disturbing thing I saw today. There's actually top that today, see.
Luna's still just standing there like, tell me when it's over.
I think it's done.
This little asshole almost took me out. And if there's any way to shame your enemy, it's turning their head into poo. I'll see this again in a couple of days.
It's a shame his friends weren't allowed to see. That would have been quite frightening.
Maybe next time. Let's just hope that nothing bigger than this takes me down.
I'm gonna
Yes.
tell my wildfire spirit to go lie down in the fireplace inside.
Okay.
We should probably check on Marjorie and Horsey, I guess. Abigail.
There's probably a lot of things we should check around here.
Yes, should we check on the turtle? Where did that woman go?
As you look around just to see what's going on there, this centaur creature is slowly walking back towards you. A bit of a distance away, but purposeful. Holding the woman in his arms. As it gets closer and closer, you can see these wings just beautiful in its visage. These translucent, massive wings, two on each side, that reminisce of this beautiful green sheen, emerald-looking sheen of a dragonfly. And you can see that its body is muscular, powerful. This upper body is that of a strong, powerful male figure, but with this more feminine head. And you can see that the long neck ends in this bramble of branches, as in not quite sure of what kind of voice, whether it is female or male, just looks towards you and with one hand holds out from the back of the neck and forward towards you, this woman who is struggling to try and get out. And he or she, this creature says, "You have seen too much. Do not worship that which is dead. The Fae protect here. None other. Gods are fake. They are non-existent."
How far away is this thing?
60 feet away, but its voice is powerful, and you feel at every word it makes that there's a breeze that rushes past you.
I'm gonna spread my palms open so we can see that I'm unarmed. And I walk forwards and try and use my full. I want to get within 30 feet of it. And as I'm walking forwards, I'm going to say, "We don't worship any gods. We care only for the Fae. We were just riding through here. We heard the commotion and saw the light. And we came to what we thought was the aid of the innocent." Let me know how much waffle I've got to waffle until I get within 30 feet.
It's probably at that point that you're about 40 feet away from it that it interrupts you and says, "It is what you've seen that is enough."
I'm still walking forwards while it talks.
All right. As you walk forward, what do you want to do? You are within 30 feet now. You're at 30 feet.
I want to cast Charm Person.
All right.
We know how this ended for me last time.
And what do you want to say to Charmin or her?
Say,
It.
"We're friends of the Fae. Let the woman go and leave us to go from this place." Why 2 dice?
Actually rolls 8 times. Takes the best one.
As you, what's the DC?
13.
As you speak,
Don't try.
What are you guys doing?
as you speak, once again, this creature says, almost as though there is a shred of disappointment.
Oh,
I'm not
It's-
angry, I'm just disappointed.
Was enough to see this temptation. Now there must be lesson. And a hand points towards you all, and I need you all to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. As this blinding white light
What dice do I use?
engulfs the area all around you as brighter than day. What'd you get?
12.
Yep.
dirty 20.
Yep.
A natural 20 for 24 and 12.
Yep.
17.
A 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Rampion. No. Although, Velo and Sid and Luna and Hood, you are all blinded. You cannot see a thing.
Ow.
And your eyes burn. And you instinctively put your hand to your eyes and you feel wet. But you feel like, and you smell iron as blood starts to pour. You each take 5 points of damage.
Ow.
And you are all now unable to see.
That was really mean.
And we're going to finish it off there this evening.
Oh, what a way to end.
Jeez. Clap.
Yay! I hate the DM.
I've never said that in my life. How dare you?
So, hope everyone enjoyed that this evening. I had a lot of fun punishing everybody. I mean, playing the game. Remember the code word, and you can also go back and rewatch. And if you want to just make sure you know it.
Code word is Michele sucks.
Yes.
2 words, but push them
Yeah,
together.
no, it's all one way.
Pretty much. Hopefully, again during the week we'll be able to do a
D20.
D20. Nice. You can. It's not Keith. No, sorry. You can. We'll stream, and you might be able to pick up another code word or two. Code word or two during the stream.
There's more giveaways coming.
More giveaways coming. Correct. Check out. Don't forget. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it, MVCDM, to remind everybody
There's
about
cards to
Kofi.
buy.
You can buy some cards. We've got everything on. It's just awesome, and amazing friends to do that. Hey, Shadowmere, thanks for the follow. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And get in on some
Hey,
of those.
MVCDM, when are you going to be our mod? With all the stuff you do for us.
Pretty much. But otherwise, for now, have an amazing night and buonasera a tutti and good evening.
Namaste.
Enjoy. Goodbye.
Everyone